it is, what is it, Thursday?
Today
September
is
something?
Thursday.
September 6th?
September 6th.
September 6th. I am home for 1 day here in Florida, so I decided to do Twitch today. I leave for Kansas City early in the morning. So we're going to cut it short today. We're going to stop about 7 o'clock Eastern time tonight. So I'll just be on for like 3 hours.
We'll be on 3 hours, but we will have 3 giveaways, right?
Yes, we are doing 3 giveaways. So we are...
in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours from now.
Yeah, so like 1 hour from now, 2 hours from now.
I'm going to go ahead and set up that now because I know people get antsy.
Oh, if people are people in the room.
I am setting up the raffle now, and we can talk about that now, Jasmine. What's the raffle?
Yeah. Are people here yet, or?
People are here. We've got. Hey, Mimi. It was nice seeing you.
Yes.
Melody's here.
All my Dragon Con people.
Layla's here. Starwind BC is here. Layla's here. And we saw many of you.
Many of you were at Dragon Con.
Yes, at Dragon Con, which was by far the busiest Dragon Con
Oh my
I've
goodness!
ever had.
Yeah, it was almost.
I am still
overwhelming.
I am still tired.
I know. It's like
Dragon
we get
Con.
back here for 1 day, and now I have to fly to Kansas City for the Renaissance Festival this weekend, and then next weekend I have to be at Disney World for the Disney show then. So I've got a crazy schedule coming up.
And how was audio?
Yeah, hopefully the audio is working good. No buzzing, squeaking,
Let us know,
etc. But yeah, so
hey Seth, it was nice to see you again.
Oh yes.
So who in the room was at Dragon Con, and did you have a good time? I hope you had a good time. You probably saw me working like a
Probably
madman.
saw me at least briefly. I was there most of the time.
Hey, Nintendo guy.
Oh, we know we saw him.
Yes, it was
with his
great chatting
custom
with
shirts.
You. That's what I would say is
awesome.
my only disappointment, if you want to call it a disappointment or gripe about Dragon Con, is when it's so busy. I feel that I don't have time to spend
to talk to
really
people.
Chatting with some of the fans.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot different than some of our smaller shows,
Right.
like at the UK
like,
events or
you know,
the Ren
people are
Fair
there.
when you can talk to somebody for 20 minutes. So I always feel bad when there's a line of
Yes.
people and the Dragon Con people are like pushing you out of the way and saying, "No, get your stuff signed and get out."
Yes, but we very much appreciate you being
Yes.
there.
And a lot of you guys got your pins.
Yes.
And those are our giveaways too for today. We had, as usual, we make a handful of extra pins in case any got damaged. And all of these turned out great. So we've got some giveaways. Let me see. What's the first one for today, Maddie? Like in
let
an
me
hour.
Check that. I have Dark Medusa.
Dark
the
Medusa?
Pin,
Oh.
which many of you have.
Many of you who are
I'm
at
sure
Dragon Con
many of you
already
have.
have this, and you can't buy it. So if you weren't at Dragon Con, you might win it. And if you were at Dragon Con, then you'll have 2. You can trade them with people. Go to the pin group and trade them. Or you can put them on eBay, which is less fun, but you can trade them, and that's more fun. But Dark Medusa will be one. We'll be doing that at 5 o'clock. So
We
about
will.
an hour.
Yes,
and
5
then
o'clock,
who comes
Dark
after
Medusa,
that?
so that is in 1 hour from
1 hour
now.
from now. Okay. And then who's the one after that?
That would be Dragon Con Dragon Portrait.
Oh, my little dragon. God, everybody loved him. This little cutie. He's got the Dragon Con purple and gold colors. And then the last one we'll do will be
The eight-sided dice.
eight-sided dice berry.
And again,
There
many
she
of you
goes.
have this in the room.
Many of you who are watching this probably already have her, but
Yes.
again, to be an extra one, these are ones people like a lot, so they're
The dragon
they're
is super
considered
cute
rare
kittens,
pins.
I
so,
agree.
yeah.
Oh,
And-
I feel good, Crystal. It's just it was the energy it took to put together the items for Dragon Con,
Yeah.
driving to Dragon Con, setting up for Dragon Con, and then meeting all the fans. There were lines every day.
Yeah, we had
And-
pretty solid wall-to-wall
Right.
lines the whole time, and which the
For
only,
2 people, it is a lot.
it is a lot.
to take on.
It's kind of like working at a Walmart at a cash register for
Except it's
4 days
different
straight. But
because-
it's people you want to talk to and
Because
you
we
know
can be,
and you want to have fun with, but it's hard.
Right, but we're passionate about it.
But
I mean,
exactly.
that's your stuff behind it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's different than working at Walmart.
Yes,
where
no,
you
I
don't
just mean
care.
like having a line of people in front of you.
Right. So
Throwing money at you.
But you know
Yeah.
what? I saw the devoted fans.
Yes,
I'm
we sure did.
Were tired.
Yeah.
in line.
Yeah.
And also,
Thank you
Dragon
for your
Con
patience. I think I
it's a
said that a
massive
few
thing.
times. It is. It's
But
gotten huge.
let's talk about a more laid back show.
The one
you'll be
I'm
doing this weekend.
leaving for in a few hours.
Yes.
I'm headed to Kansas City for the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. At my little house there, we have our little Strangeling Gallery, nice little 2-story Tudor style house. It's, for those who don't know, the Kansas City Renaissance Festival is like a little village that is there all the time. It's permanent buildings. You buy them like you buy regular houses. You pay taxes and utilities and everything. And we have ours there, and it's open for the 2 months of the Renaissance Festival. The lower level is all a Strangeling Gallery. So I will be there Saturday. I'm there Saturday until 3, so the first part of the day, and then Sunday I'll be there all day for autographs. And my shop is open all the time there. Every weekend that the Ren Fair is open. It's open for about 2 months out of the year. And we'll be back later too. I think the last weekend in September. Matt's going with me that time too, so Matt will be there. Usually It's run by my sister Amber and her husband Chris. A lot of you folks might know them from Strangeling.com and from the Pins group, etc. So I will be there at the Ren Fair this weekend. And somehow I will get from Florida to there very soon. I still need to pack. This is actually...
I'll help Jasmine pack it.
Yes. Well, it sounds easy. It sounds like packing would be easy, but I'm not talking about packing clothes and shampoo. I'm talking about packing up artwork and paintings and canvases that need to be signed and confusing stuff like that. It's more so than actually just like going on vacation or something.
That Nintendo guy says hanging out in line with everyone was the best for sure.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people made friends in line. I saw people trading pins in line at Dragon Con. There was a meetup of some of the pin people who I got to see when I was headed out of the show, and we got a picture together.
I didn't get a bathroom break the whole first day.
Sorry. Yeah, there's nothing we can do sometimes, and we might be able to change some things in the future. We'll see, but yeah, it's hard to keep that up for any length of time.
Jasmine, Fandom Fairy 83 asked me a question. I still want to hear about the Hobbit holes.
Oh, at
maybe
that's at the
Cornwall?
Three Wishes in Cornwall. Yes.
Oh, I see.
That is
yes.
yes.
So
Those
Fandom
are cool.
Fairy 83.
Yes.
And I'm not sure who you are. I must have talked to you at Dragon Con.
You might be.
That's the problem with using a...
Everybody has a different
fake
name on
name.
Twitch than their real
Yes.
name, so sometimes we don't know who we're talking to, including family members.
There were these incredible little
Hobbit holes.
dwellings.
Yes.
They look kind of like... how did they get those out there, Jasmine?
I think they are kind of like, because they also do the kind of the Romany sort of caravan things too. I think they kind of bring them out there on some sort of truck, and they set them up, and they're these little hobbit hole houses. This is not at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. This is at the Three Wishes Festival in Cornwall, which we've only been to once so far, but we might try to get back there eventually. And they're basically like a nice KOA cabin inside. They have I think they have a little cooking area, and they have, little cozy bed, but they've got the little round doors. If you do a Google search of Three Wishes and Hobbit holes, you'll probably find pictures of it, because they are super cute.
Yes.
When we were there, we stayed in a little cottage that was actually on the property.
I might have a photo somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure we took pictures of it, because they were super cute. And then they also have the little gypsy caravan things that you can stay in too. Those are fun. But the Renaissance Festival in Kansas City isn't one you stay overnight at, although people who work there often do. The second story of ours, for example, is a little apartment, but yeah.
Ian is asking, is this a Princess of the Night painting?
This is. You have a good eye, Ian. This is a painting that I am just sketching now. It's still a little rough. I've changed a few things in it. It's based off of, or it started off as a statue design. I'll show you guys the statue. Some of you may already know this one from the Bradford Exchange. Let's see, I don't know if he's better there, but she's the little vampire girl sitting on her coffin. She's a really pretty statue. One of the most detailed, larger statues that they've done in the Bradford Exchange. But I've taken her in a slightly different direction and have put her with a little dragon. So I always try to do like a Halloween picture around September, October. I usually like to put a dragon in it. So this year I'm going with a kind of vampire-y scene with her at the coffin and got the little dragon too. So I'm not very far along. I literally have started sketching this about 2 hours ago. So far, so good. Originally, I was just going to do her as is, and I was like, no, I need to put a dragon, so I don't know how well you can see. It might look more messy if you see it close up, but...
Yes, it is a big statue.
Yeah, it is a big statue, but you can see how I kind of drawed her out with my pen, not my pen, it's a paintbrush, and I've redone my line several times. It doesn't look as good in real life as it probably does on TV, but
you should actually invent a pen that paints like that.
You know, I told you about my pen I tried to invent at the invention fair.
Snack a pen?
Well, yeah, snack a pen, but I thought it could also be used for painting and for nail polish, and I think somebody's invented that since then. But anyways, that was when I was little. But yeah, I just use these little script liner brushes, and they're really, really good for sketching. This is an easy one because I've got the statue to look at to draw. So I'm basically using my own statue, which we did a couple of years ago, as a model, and I'm drawing her out and haven't decided what to do the background. I'm thinking some sort of, I've kind of scribbled in some trees, probably make some sort of spooky cemetery thing because she's obviously sitting on a coffin like it's a sofa, and she's got her little dragon friend. Not sure what color I'll make him. I'll probably try to make the dragon match the fairy, and she's got the dragon sort of wings, and in general I'll try to match the figurine too, because a lot of people like to get a print and hang it next to their figurine. And the figurines are available now, by the way. The figurines are actually already available, so yeah.
Ian says that's a statue he wants the most, even though he doesn't officially collect them.
Oh, wow. I won't tell anybody.
Well, I hope it wasn't too stressful for you both, says that crazy.
It was.
I think that stress just comes with the territory.
Yeah, that's just how it is. But all jobs are like that. Things like that, especially when you're used to just kind of being at home by yourself with your cats most of the time and painting, it's kind of overwhelming sometimes to be there with 100,000 people. And
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Deirdre Frost says, I love your stuff. I own the Nightmare Before Christmas statues.
Oh, yeah.
They're so fun. I own your decks too, except the new one. That's just, is that out yet?
I
wonder if they're referring to Alice.
Yeah, they're probably talking about the Alice in Wonderland
We were selling
deck.
those at DragonCon.
Yes, we did. We had those at DragonCon. That one is very recently released. It may or may not be in stores yet, but it is on Amazon, and we have them at strangeling.com also. So that is the newest one. That will also be our newest coloring book. It will be Alice in Wonderland themed, and it'll have a lot of the same images in it. The coloring book, of course, is longer than the 45 cards that you would get in an Oracle deck. So it'll be everything in the Oracle deck, basically, plus more Alice. Hard to believe I've painted that many paintings of Alice in Wonderland, but I sure have. Actually, I've got another one next, let's see, not this weekend, next weekend. September 15th at Disney World. I've got a new Disney Alice that is coming out at Disney World. Alice and Dinah.
Jasmine.
I'll preview that to you guys next week. Yeah.
That Nintendo guy says whoever cosplayed as Jasmine's Jack Skellington figurine
oh my gosh.
at Decon was amazing. Yes, and Jasmine does have a photo.
I do have a photo of that. I should have printed that. I'll show you guys that next time maybe. It is so cute.
It is still in our email. Luckily, Carrie Hawks, aka Tiger Pixie's husband,
Dewey, took
was
a
nice
picture
enough
of
to take
us.
a photo.
Because they don't let you take photos in the art show at DragonCon, so I had to walk out in the hallway to get a picture with her, and she had the little statue, and she cosplayed my Disney piece with the Jack Skellington, the little fairy figurines, and it was so well done. She did the hair and everything.
I would see Mimi down there every day when I was going to restock.
She was always, I think, first.
Sometimes I'd catch her husband, who's a very, very polite, wonderful gentleman.
Yes.
And I'd see him sometimes at the Sway area when I was getting myself and Jasmine
getting our breakfast
stuff.
Yeah.
What we like at DragonCon, because even though we're in Florida, you'd think that this was the South, but Atlanta actually has a more southern vibe to it.
Yeah.
Than Central Florida, which I
Central
would
Florida's
say is
more like
Caribbean.
Caribbean, yeah.
Or just
Islandy,
vacationy,
vacation.
sunshiny,
Yeah.
sunshiny.
Yeah.
They make fantastic grits at that Hyatt.
Yes.
They actually make good grits.
They make good grits
And
at the Hyatt.
do European people eat grits?
I don't think they do. They do, but they call it
Or is
polenta. I think polenta would
polenta
be...
is a...
It's kind of like grits. Polenta is like if you don't put it as much fluid in it. Although you can make soupy polenta too, so...
Soupy polenta.
Yeah, where it's like pudding instead of like
Interesting.
little slices. I've made you polenta like that. Like with like black beans and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
I adore that.
Yeah.
What is a grit, says Amy?
Grits. They are made out of hominy that's been
Hominy
stone
grits.
ground. So they take like a stone wheel
Hominy
and grind
is
it
a
down.
big corn.
Hominy is regular corn that you soak in salt water until it gets big and then you dry it out. And then you grind it with a millstone and you make grits out of it. And it looks like sand or kitty litter or something, but it is very tasty. Some people don't like it because of the texture or because of the name. I remember my brother-in-law, Chris, when he was younger at least, he didn't want to have grits because he thought they sounded like they wouldn't taste good because of the name, but I like grits.
Someone said it's kind of like oatmeal.
Yeah, it's like, I'd say it's like cream of wheat if it was made out of corn and it was salty, if that makes sense, instead of wheat.
I'm trying to be less echoey.
Uh-oh.
Some people
You being
are
echoey,
saying they
Maddie?
hear me in stereo.
Oh, that probably means you're getting picked up on my microphone in this room too. We're in separate rooms kind of, but we're in the same floor here, so sometimes my microphones will pick up Matt's voice.
Is this better? Is my
Maybe you're
audio
just
better?
talking loud.
Maybe if I speak at a level tone, I won't echo so
Speak at
much.
an NPR level, Maddie.
Yes,
There.
NPR. No echo, no.
Oh, okay.
Matt, no more echo on my end.
Yay.
Okay, sometimes it's just adjusting the mic.
Yeah.
Now,
Also, too, it can sometimes be speakers if you have special settings that use for music
I
and you have
sound
like the
better now,
bass
they
turned
say.
up, etc. That can change it too.
Sounds good.
All
I'll use a
right.
conversational tone. And if you're sleeping, I will soothe you.
Yeah, I guess so. You're gonna put me to sleep.
Jasmine
gotta
says
get up
last
early,
night
too.
she woke up and I was whimpering
You were
in my sleep.
like a puppy. I thought
Whimpering like
maybe
a
you're
puppy.
having a nightmare or something, but you weren't.
That made me sad.
I petted
But
your
I felt
head.
good when I woke up.
Yeah.
I felt well rested.
Yeah, well, we haven't had a lot of sleep or
Hey,
rest
Alicia.
lately.
Now it was cool. I got
She was one of the first people we saw at
Yes,
Dragon Con.
she is one of the last people I saw because as I was loading my stuff, probably looking all horrible and stressful, with my favorite bell attendant, Felix. Felix at the Hyatt
is
is
awesome.
an amazing man. He's a wise man. But I saw Alethea
Yes.
and I got a nice big hug from Alethea.
Oh, good.
And
I'm
it
glad
made
we
me
get to
feel
see her
really,
again.
really good.
And she was the first person, one of the first people we saw when we got into Dragon Con. I don't see very well, and somebody came running up, and she's like, "Oh, here my people are," and I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Alethea." Before we even got in the elevator.
Are you painting this for a gallery, Jasmine?
This one I am not. I just started painting this one because I realized it was getting to be September, and I should probably do something kind of Halloween-y. Also, I need to have a painting that I'm working on when I'm at the Renaissance Festival in Kansas City this weekend. So I thought I'd start painting this. Again, I'm only like at 2 hours into sketching it still, so I might change some things, but this is the one I'll be working on at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. If you want to come watch me paint live this weekend in Kansas City, you can watch me. I'll have this on my easel. I'll work on it throughout the day when I'm not signing stuff. And I'm just selling it myself, so if anybody wants it, I don't know what size is it. It's a.
Let's see. This do you want me to look at your price list?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, give me one moment. I will go to strangeland.com.
It's a 16 by 12.
Okay.
Oh wait, those are 54
Oh,
because it's not a commission.
Okay.
It's a 54. That's what we do at the gallery.
Yes.
So,
So
yeah.
I didn't think that we were selling this, but if anyone's
No, well, who else would
interested-
be selling? Well, I'm not. I mean, it's not going to be done
sure.
for a while because I'm going to be painting it this weekend, but it'll
So
be done in the next week. or
What
two.
you're saying
Yeah.
is this painting will be $5,400.
It will be, yes, and it
Got
will be finished. You can't like choose the colors. It's going to be a finished painting that I already have planned out. But if you'd like it, you can buy it. You can email us or
Mimi said we're gonna make her broke.
Aw.
That is our goal.
But
Mimi.
we'll have prints
Only you.
too. We'll have prints up at strangeling.com, always from $9.99. So do that.
So Mimi, I didn't get a chance to ask you. Were all those your little ones that were there with you? If you don't want to, you don't have to get personal on Twitch. We understand.
Yeah.
But I saw that you had a bunch of children with you sometimes, and I was wondering if they were all your children.
Just
I didn't
Pied
know.
Pipering. Or...
How long did it take you to perfect your style?
Well, I still am, as you can probably tell from my scribbles on my sketch. As far as how long I've been selling like Strangeling characters as a brand, it's been since 1997, so I'm about 21 years into doing these sort of characters, how they look now, professionally for a living. I started when I was still in high school, having to set up my website. I was 17, I guess, so.
One of the best ways to see Jasmine, I think,
Is Twitch.
Twitch is a fantastic way. But in so this weekend coming up, you will be at the Kansas City Ren Fair.
Yeah, day after tomorrow.
Which is a select group of people,
yeah.
if they're here in the room.
Some people might be in Kansas City then. I
will
don't
be
know.
there.
Yeah.
Now,
it's not super crowded like Dragon Con. There's a lot of people there, but they're for the joust and getting big beers and stuff, and not necessarily there to see Jasmine and get pins. So it's not super crowded in my booth all the time like how Dragon Con is. Or a
Kelly Sarah says, "How much will the original be?" I believe it will be $5,400.
This one will be $5,400. So
Jasmine, it is 422, and we're currently at 100 viewers.
Oh my goodness! Wow, we got a lot of
welcome
people.
Everyone.
Yes, well, we missed a week since we were,
Turkey
of course,
legs.
at Dragon Con. Yeah.
Yes, turkey legs. And turkey legs are the enemy of fine art prints.
Yes, they are. We Matt and I, of course, are vegetarian, so we don't have them. But people who will be in our booth often will have them, and we're always afraid. Sometimes people have had a lot of mead, and they will be gesturing wildly and bonking into canvas prints with them, and they're just so greasy. And I'm sure they're very tasty, but they are the enemy of all artists at the Renaissance Festival. Yeah, the original painting I'll just be selling myself, and I'll be painting her obviously tonight here at Twitch, and I'll be working on her at the Renaissance Festival. I'll be there until about 3 o'clock on Saturday, and then all day on Sunday. And I might still my next broadcast. I'll be back here home in Florida by next Thursday, so I will be broadcasting next Thursday here also. If you want to mark your calendars. And I might still be working on this one, or I might be working on a new one by then.
Turkey leg gesturing is a problem sometimes.
Yes, it is.
But I did want to address, someone asked us how often is Jasmine at Disney professionally. She will be there a week from Saturday.
Yeah, September 15th. Yes, from 4 to 7 at the Wonderground Gallery. I'm typically at Disney 1 or 2 times a month at Disney World. And then Disneyland, I usually get out to a couple times a year in California. I'll be in Disneyland, California, on October 12th and 13th. So next month, I'll be there for 2 days in California at Disneyland at the Wonderground Gallery. And that is actually in the Downtown Disney section at Disneyland. So you don't need to buy a ticket or anything. It's free. You can just go in. Just like at Disney World, how Disney Springs, which we used to call Downtown Disney, has the Wonderground Gallery inside the co-op. It's free. You don't have to buy a ticket to Disney to get in.
You're allergic to turkey, Leela?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know one could be allergic to turkey. That's interesting.
I guess I could say I am, because I'm vegetarian,
I may as well
but
be.
It doesn't really count.
All right, so also reaching far ahead beyond our Whitby trip, beyond
let's see.
beyond our Vietnam, which is for fun. We actually have a trip for fun.
Vietnam.
Not that Whitby wouldn't be for fun.
Is in November, December, and
next year.
Next year we've got lots of stuff. Yes, for those who...
I wanted to tell people about Epcot if they're asking about Disney.
If you're asking about Disney, Epcot, I do... Epcot has a festival they've done for the past couple years called the International Festival of the Arts, which focuses on visual fine art and the musical arts and the culinary arts. So they have like food and chefs come as guests and things. And there are a couple booths there that have my artwork at Epcot during January and February. And last year they had me come for 7 different events during those 2 months. So I was there at Disney quite a bit during that time. And that will be happening again this coming year. So if you're coming to Epcot when they're having the International Festival of the Arts at Disney World, that one you do have to have admission for.
Thank you, Mimi. We got a bunch of bits. Sorry.
Oh, thank you,
I've got to thank my people when I can.
Mimi is just
Hooray,
awesome.
trips for fun.
Yes.
Which I'm sure she understands.
Yeah.
Many trips for
Oh my goodness.
work.
No, yeah, we haven't had a vacation for fun for...
We will not dress up for
a year or
Halloween,
two.
although if I were left to my own devices and I was
we won't be here
in my town of
we'll be in a different
celebration,
country. Yeah.
I would dress up. Once I dressed up as Luigi, and my friend across town, I won't say his name, dressed up as Mario, and we were Mario and Luigi.
Well, one time we dressed up as the characters from the original
Oh yes,
Conan
once I was
movie.
Conan. I worked out extra hard.
Yes,
and
Matt
I got all
was
buffed just to be Conan.
And I was the witch who lives in the caves that Conan goes to see. My sister Amber came as Valerian.
He actually, in the first part of the movie, he impregnates the witch.
He does, yes. So
They were going
there
to
you go.
continue that story, but they changed Conan the Destroyer, and it was... Conan the Destroyer is not near as good as Conan the Barbarian.
No,
entertaining,
it's not.
but not the best.
And Chris dressed up as Subutai. That was great.
He
so
was
we all
actually,
four went around as
I
all
think
the Conan characters.
of the 4 of us, he really nailed the character.
He looked very Subutai-ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aaron says, Andrew said hello to both of you, Jasmine. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Andrew. Even audio only is a lot buffering for me. I'm sorry, that crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, it does sound like you have a bad connection today.
Yeah, you know, sometimes logging out and logging back in and hitting
Robercon.
refresh will help.
Robercon?
I don't know that one. Where's
Alethea is
that?
going to New England tomorrow. Can't wait. We'll
Oh,
be
wow.
doing Robercon up there. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
I don't know that
But
one.
spending extra time just for me, I'm so excited.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
you,
good.
You do spend time for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Dag
Matt
nabbit.
and I went on a vacation, a short one last year that was not work related, and then we're going on one at the end of this year. But other than that, all of our travel is work. You know, stuff like Dragon Con. That's what I mean by work. But yeah.
Do we have any November events?
Yeah.
At Disney.
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
November
Deidre,
10th.
November 10th.
November 10th, I will be at Disney World.
Is that on our
in
Facebook
Florida.
yet?
What's that, Liv?
Is that on our Facebook yet?
It might not be on Facebook yet
Okay.
because
November
I think
10th.
Yes,
Deidre,
November
I hope that
10th.
works for you.
I will
We'd be
put
happy
that,
to meet you.
Yes, I will be from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock at the Wonder Grand Gallery at Disney World.
We'll still
in
be here
Florida.
that crazy if you need to restart.
Yeah,
We'll still be here.
We'll be here for the next 3 hours or so. But yeah, November 10th, I will be at the Wonder Grand Gallery here at Disney World, Florida. And then October, again, I'll be at Wonder Grand in Disney in California. Yep.
Melody says Disney Springs posted the September 15th event with pictures of your Jack and Sally.
Oh my gosh, did
Is
they
that
really?
releasing next weekend?
I don't know. Oh my
man,
god.
I really wish.
Holy cow. Did they? I didn't. I'm sorry. No, nobody tells me this stuff except you guys. Disney never tells me when
Leela
things
says
pop
us
up.
girls got to stick together. Can I be included? I need.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You
I
need to
need
be
a little bit of more tender
okay.
love.
If that is the case, then yes. I know for sure. They told me because I had to sign all the canvas prints. They're having the release September 15th at Disney World for my new Alice and Dinah. And that is one that is going to be on prints, canvases, and merchandise. Jack and Sally is only going to be on merchandise. That is through a different division of Disney, so that will be on things like shirts, and I think like wine glasses and mugs and drinkware, clothing. I think they're doing handbags. They're doing lots of merchandise with my Jack and Sally. But they're not going to have prints or the painting there because that's a different part of the company. But it sounds like they will have it maybe by September 15th. I know for sure Alice will be there, but they didn't tell me about Jack and Sally. But if Disney posted, I could probably totally show you guys the painting. Don't you
Jasmine.
think? If it's online, Maddie? Yeah.
Mimi asks, "What is the title of this piece again?"
You know, I am calling
I'm going to type it in if I can.
Yeah, I'm calling this, well, the statue is called Princess of the Night originally. Again, the statue that I'm basing the basic design off of, but I've changed it a lot and I've put a dragon and stuff, so I want to address the dragon. So I'll probably call it like Vampire Dragonling or something like that. I'm not very creative when it comes to titles, but yeah, probably Vampire Dragonling. That sounds very straightforward. She's got a coffin. I'll give some little teeth on the dragon.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Melody says they had a purse, shirt, wallet, mug in the photo.
Oh my
If they have a wallet,
Why
I'm
do
getting
you guys
it.
know this before
I'm going
me?
to get that wallet. I don't know if any of
Is
you
it on the
saw
Disney
my
website?
shameful Nightmare Before
Your
Christmas
shameful
wallet.
wallet.
It is falling apart. I pulled it out when I was getting
Oh
the
my God.
valet
It's a
parking thing at the
horrible
Hyatt,
wallet. It's about as good as
which
my
is
phone.
the only way to park in downtown Atlanta.
Here's my phone. This is the version of Matt's wallet. It's basically taped together.
You know what?
Yeah.
You could probably show my wallet. Would you like me?
As long as it
Does
doesn't have
anyone
like
wanna
your
see my
credit, it
horrible
doesn't have
wallet,
like your
or would they
credit
rather
card
not?
numbers on it or anything, does it?
Twilight Zone pin. Jasmine, would you consider doing a Twilight Zone pin?
Twilight Zone. If the people who
we would
own the
need
rights
that-
to Twilight Zone would
Jasmine
like
would
to,
need that license, Tammy.
they would license it.
That's
Maybe
Tammy
so.
Tyrone asking, "Hey Tammy, are you going to be at the Ren Fair?"
Yes, I think she is.
Tammy is interesting because she has both the Kansas City and Florida connection, as
just
we
like
do.
how we often
And
do.
she works
yeah.
concerts, and it's very interesting life.
Yeah.
I talked to a gentleman at DragonCon, and luckily he came up to me at a time I wasn't just slammed.
Yeah.
And he was telling me how he did all these concerts, and he hung out with Tori Amos, and he did Tori Amos concerts at the Albert Hall in London, and that was just the coolest thing ever.
I must have not been there for that.
Yeah, you were there, Jeff.
Oh, okay. I remember talking about that because we talked about how we missed Tori Amos by one day
Sunshine
that
got
one
on
time.
the
Yes.
damn fridge.
What's that?
Oh, Sunshine.
Sunshine? Is she on the refrigerator? I'm
Not
sorry.
anymore. She jumped on the snails.
Constant zoom
I want.
here.
Tammy says, "P.S. I want that new Jack and Sally purse so bad. Looks beautiful.
Where is it at?
You, see,
I
at
haven't
this
seen
point,
it
you
yet.
guys know more
I
than
have
us.
a purse out there that I don't know about because I don't ever hear anything from Disney.
Taryn says, Penelope and Evangeline say hello.
Hello.
Alethea says, I love Tori Amos. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
This house loves Tori Amos
yes,
as well.
we love Tori Amos. I have since I was a little girl.
Yeah, we're still at 100 viewers at 4:30.
Excellent. Well, gosh,
thank you all for coming.
If Disney is already showing my Jack and Sally, I can assume I can show it, right? Don't you think?
I suppose.
If it's on the internet, heck.
Do you want me to pull it out of the closet of mystery?
Yeah.
All right.
I
think I know where it's at.
Because
would you guys like to see the Jack and
my
Sally
Jack and Sally?
piece?
Apparently, it's going to be on purses, in mugs, and fun stuff.
No one wanted to see my Jack and Sally wall. I just need people to see the Jack and Sally piece.
Yeah, see the Jack and Sally painting that Jasmine did. It's way better than Matt's
Love
horrible
says, just
wallet.
popping in to say hi. Miss you guys. I have to take my dad to his doctor's appointment. Colon cancer sucks.
Oh, yes, it does.
My grandfather died.
My grandpa did
of,
too.
colon
My
cancer.
grandpa Griffith died from colon cancer.
Actually, we need to watch out for that.
Yes, but we both have
we
relatives
tons of fiber,
who
at
have
least.
died from colon cancer.
The link to the event page is posted in
it's a lot better now,
Jasmine Becket-Griffith pin collecting. Yes, people are freaking out about they want to see Jack and Sally.
Okay, well, I will show my Jack and Sally. I'm
just double checking.
I have the
this is okay,
yeah,
right?
This should
Jasmine?
be fine. If it's on the if Disney has posted it, then I can show.
Alrighty.
People. Okay.
Now
I can show you.
Can't sell it, can't you?
I can't. No, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the original because it's not licensed. It is licensed by Disney. Okay. It's approved by Tim Burton, and they're selling it only at Disney World by Disney.
It's like one of the coolest things.
And it is, but I'm
echoing now. It's
okay. Yeah, it's part of the 25th anniversary for Nightmare Before Christmas, and they are doing it for. It's not varnished yet. No, okay. Because it's weird since I work in acrylic paints. If they want something for a purse design, I have to do a painting. So here's the painting of Jack and Sally. Don't I have a printout of it around there somewhere?
No.
I guess I don't, do I? Because it would have had to have been from Disney. Because I can't make. I don't know either. It's too big. It's a huge painting because they're using it again. They're doing it for
You have your trademark glow within the.
Yeah, I know. It almost looks like it's glowing in the dark. It's really cool. Yeah, and her kitty's in it. You never see Sally's kitty in anything, so I was happy I got to paint Sally's kitty. And there's Sally. So this will be among the things that are coming out.
We don't know for sure.
Possibly. Well, Disney put on the website it probably is, but if it's not September 15th, then it will be the next one, which would be October. You guys know more about it than I do, so I just do basically I get a contract from Disney.
I want to buy a bunch of merchandise for myself.
Yeah, I want to buy a bunch of it too. You know what? I don't get a discount either. I've got to wait in line and buy my own stuff. But yeah, I don't know until I get a contract from Disney what character it's going to be. Disneyland, California, October 12th and 13th. So they'll have that there too.
Can we ride Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, it will be the Nightmare Before Christmas version of Haunted Mansion, which is fun.
Right.
So that's a lot of that we will be there in October. So at Disneyland, California. So we've got a lot of Disney stuff coming up. And my new Alice and Dinah is coming out September 15th, also at Disneyland and Disney World, but I will be here at Disney World with the original.
All right, so everybody loves it.
Disney's been keeping me busy.
And thank you, Pam, for the 100 bits.
Oh, thank you very much. We always appreciate any bits that you got.
Send our love to your dad.
Yes.
That's sad.
Yeah. I know it's a lot better nowadays than it would have been when my grandfather passed away many years ago from colon cancer, but that is rough.
Evangeline says that your paintings are pretty.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do my best.
Is any of it available at Disney Paris? Unfortunately, I doubt it, Vic Salmon.
The last time they don't have a Disney gallery at Disneyland Paris, which is where they have their fine art. You might find some things at the gift shop areas at their downtown Disney. Sometimes the King Ludwig's gift shop that's like by the little German castle area in the downtown Disney area, they sometimes have my little statues and stuff like that there, but they don't usually have my Disney character art there because they don't have a Disney gallery there. But sometimes they'll have my non-Disney art just at the gift shops because it's fantasy themed. Yeah, she's turning out cool. She's gonna be pretty. I'm gonna
Jasmine.
show this one a little closer up, how her face is turning out. I know sometimes it's weird. I paint at a weird angle. There's her little dragon. Yep. What does it look?
Ian says, I don't care if I have to buy myself a lady's bag or something. I have to have something with that Jack and Sally on it.
Oh, the fact
If they happen to have any sort of thing that's tiny and we can bring to Whitby, I promise you we will, Ian. I cannot guarantee it, though.
Yeah, we'll see what they have. Again, we don't get a discount. So let's say they have a coffee cup at Disney for $30 and I want to get a coffee cup. And people are like, bring the coffee cups to Whitby. I'll be like, okay, I can, but I have to pay $30 for them and bring them on the airplane. So what am I going to charge for them to make my money back? That sounds awful, but I don't know how to do that sometimes. And I'm not allowed, of course, to make my own prints because Disney owns the rights to them, and that's part of my contract. But I'm just happy I got to paint them because it was so much fun getting to officially paint Jack and Sally's portrait, and that made me very happy. Made my heart happy.
Yes. That's lovely.
And
I hope they make a latte mug too, Mimi.
I hope so too. I like their other mugs that they make, but I like the latte mugs better, but we'll see when we get there.
So I think the Blue Pixie just told me that I don't have the bone structure to dress like a woman.
Oh, you don't. Well, I won't tell people what to do. They dress how they like.
No, I have a. Yeah, I would not make.
You've got more of the Neanderthal size face sort of thing, jaw projection, very wide.
Oh, Crazy
bones.
says, looking like I won't be able to afford to go to Whitby. Well, I'll tell you what, Crazy. Jasmine and I strive every month, every week, every day to get a little bit closer to our favorite island.
Yes.
of
Britain.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
And we're going to, our goal in the end is to spend 50% of our time there.
Yes, half
50%
our time,
of our time in the US,
half our year
50% of our time in the UK. Thank you so much, Summers.
I heard a magic noise.
Yes, 4 months in a row.
Oh my goodness!
Show off your little emojis.
I was gonna say you get the little emojis. Ooh. Hopefully soon they'll make me a partner. I'll get to have like 80 different emojis up here. But
to make partner, we have to be at home more
I
often.
know. I was gonna say I'm home for 1 day out of 2 weeks, and I'm doing Twitch today. So it's hard to keep up with. I can't really broadcast from Kansas City because I'll be at the Ren Fair, and we can't even show technology there because it's supposed to be the 1500. So I can't even have like a phone or anything. So I can't broadcast when I'm there.
No, you can't.
Other people can take videos of me.
Yes, all the wires.
The people who are working there, I have to wear like a corset and like linen clothes, and I can't put crazy things in my hair. I've got to look old timey. Which makes it kind of fun to visit.
That crazy British Illustration's happy that he will meet us one day.
Yes, I'm sure they will. We have a lot of UK events scheduled too. We've got, obviously, Whitby is coming up in the end of October this year. In May, we'll be in Tintagel for a fairy festival. I've not been to Tintagel before. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking at Tintagel. I know we're selling things,
Merlin's
but I am very, very much looking at it as an experience.
Yes.
Rather than a
shopping time, work time.
Work time.
No, we're adding a couple days extra so we can go sightseeing and see, Camelot and Merlin's Cave and all the fun stuff that's up in Tintagel. And then also next year we have at least three British events. We'll be at Glastonbury in the autumn of next year. If y'all know the Glastonbury Fairy Festival, that will be autumn of 2019. And then I'm going to be a guest at Coloring Heaven magazine's first coloring convention.
Oh yes,
that's in Bath.
I had to remind myself.
Yes, that's in Bath, and that will be
in Bath.
At the end of October.
After
the weekend after Glastonbury,
event.
Yeah, and that is a ticketed event that is very serious coloring people who are all about coloring books, and they'll be selling tickets, and I think it's limited to only like 50
basically
people,
if you want to see us the weekend before,
yeah, come see us in Glastonbury,
or you have to get this ticket
because Glastonbury is free, you can get in there, but if you are really into coloring, you should come to the coloring convention because it will be run by Coloring Heaven magazine.
I guarantee you, Jasmine, that you made a line that Glastonbury had never seen before.
I believe that, yeah.
It takes a tiny American girl to make such a splash in a tiny British town.
Tiny British town. No, for as amazing as Glastonbury is, it's impressive that it's only maybe 13,000 people live there for the amount of impact it has in England and in the rest of the world. Reminds me of how Malibu is in California. It's like you always hear about Malibu. It only has like 12,000 people, and it's a small town. Celebrations like that about that side.
Wild Elf Fairy says hi. That's Erica, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Yes, hi, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Now, I know that Tintagel is a small event. I don't care. It is going to be massively charming.
Aw, exactly.
So, Shaylee says, if you move to England part-time and don't get a job in a recording studio with Clem Fandango, you're wasting your time.
Oh.
I will do my best.
Matt will do his best.
I will do my best.
We have a tiny pied-à-terre little studio that is in London, and that's where we typically stay when we're in England, but it's rented out to tourists when we are not there, so I can't really leave a lot of stuff there, but we're looking to eventually upgrade to somewhere I can leave boxes of paintings and stuff around when I'm not there and bring my cats.
People in the room are speaking highly of Tintagel.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never been there. I've been to Cornwall, of course. We were at the Three Wishes festival, but this is put on by Karen Kay. She's our friend who runs the Glastonbury Fairy Festival and a handful of the other fairy festivals in Three Wishes, a bunch of the UK things. She's wonderful, and her partner Michael Tingle is very awesome too.
They're both lovely.
They're great people. I could never say anything bad about them. They're good people.
If I was saying things bad about those two, I would most likely be in the wrong.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And you guys could tell me to...
yes, I'd say, knock it off, Matt.
Yep, take a leap.
Karen and Michael are awesome. And they make it possible for us to do these different shows in England. So.
Oh, Mimi has to get on the road.
Oh, okay,
She'll be listening, not watching for a bit. I'll watch when I'm not driving anymore.
Sounds
If anyone has any questions...
good to be safe, yes.
Please, just like a Wild Elf Fairy did, type in Matthew Beckett.
Yeah, if you type the @Matthew Beckett, Matt will be sure to see it in case there's a lot of chatter that will make it stand up.
It helps me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get off track because
I'll talk about what I'm doing a little bit too. You saw at the beginning, I was kind of more drawing. I'm starting to do more painting now, even though it is still with the same paintbrush. I'm using the side of the brush and starting to shade in some areas that I know will be darker in the end, like the part of her hair, the area underneath her hair, around her chin. And also starting to goth up her eye makeup a bit. Again, I'm wanting this to be kind of a Halloween sort of painting, so I'm going to make her at least as spooky as my original figurine design was. And like I said too, I'll probably put some little things on the dragon so it reinforces the vampire theme here. She's got a really pretty corset in her costume. I'll show you the figurine in case you're just joining us. I've got her sitting over here. Where are you, honey? There you are. Oh. I got her.
Yes, if you feel free to ask me if you.
Yeah. Also, too, I don't know if you posted links to the statue where people.
I will.
You guys can actually.
I will do that right now.
The statue is for sale already. You can buy these. They're limited edition from the Bradford Exchange, and they're at Burning Desires. If you live worldwide, they ship anywhere in the country, or in the world, rather, any country in the world. And they are also licensed with Swarovski crystals. If you look inside the skulls, there's like little rubies in there. Anyway, she's got a really pretty little corset that has a little jewel on it. So I'm kind of drawing in that part now so it matches her. In the original statue, she has a raven, but I typically do a Halloween dragon sort of painting each year. So I decided to put a dragon there instead. Maybe eventually I'll do another one with a raven, but I have a whole other raven series. But
I just posted the one directly to Bradford, and I will post the one from.
Yeah, the one that Bradford Exchange website only ships to America, but Burning Desires ships worldwide. So if you live in Canada or South Africa or somewhere.
So that's her website.
Oh yeah, Tanya. Yes, Tanya. Those of you who know Tanya Sheets, she's the one who runs Burning Desires and makes it possible for y'all to order internationally. There's little skulls on the coffin, and it's got little. It's padded like it's satin in there. It's one of the most detailed statues. Also, it's one where they had me actually paint the eyes, and they transferred it as a sort of almost like an ink transfer decal onto her eyes. So it has a lot more detail in the eyes than sometimes you see on some of my smaller figurines. But anyway, so if she looks familiar, it's because I'm basing this pose of the painting on the statue we did with the Bradford Exchange. I forget how much these cost.
Ian says shut up because he doesn't want stock to run low. He hasn't gotten his.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Now, Jasmine, did you want to show the 5 o'clock Dark Medusa pin?
Oh, yeah. Is it getting close to 5 o'clock?
We have about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in about 15 minutes, we'll be giving away one of our backup pins that we got made for DragonCon. And we always make some backups in case any come damaged or there's any ink bloopers, etc. But all of them turned out great for DragonCon, so we have several backup ones we're going to just give away randomly to y'all at Twitch. And this is Dark Medusa. You might recognize her as being the twin. We use the same mold for Pale Medusa, who was the August pin of the month. But Dark Medusa has dark green and red, and the little snakes have red inside their mouths, and she's got kind of like a blood red and black sort of vaguely Grecian toga sort of thing around her, like a bust of Pallas sort of thing, and she turned out really cute. And after that, we'll be giving away the little dragon that was from DragonCon. These are the Strangeling enamel pins. People very much like to collect these, and I understand why, because they are so cute, and it's a fun way to collect art that you can put on your backpack or whatever. And then the last one we'll give away today will be the 8-sided dice fairy. And these are ones you can't buy anywhere unless somebody's just selling them on eBay. These are ones we just hand out for free at conventions. We are having at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. I want to show you this one. I don't remember if I showed you last time. The Kansas City Renaissance Festival.
I don't think you showed.
I had them yet. I think I just had the design. But the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, it's not a big crazy convention like DragonCon, so they don't do free ones. But they have a pin you can only buy there at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, and it is Strangely Lonely. Some of you guys know it. She's the one with the little Celtic cross. I don't know. This is too shiny. I can't ever really see the computer from here, but she's the one with the red and black hair and a little Celtic cross. And I went ahead and drew a Celtic border around the outside too, and it's got a really kind of old-timey Renaissance fair feel to her. So she's available at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival at the Strangeling booth, and that's the only place you can buy her from. So that's kind of a neat one. People are trading her left and right up at the pin trading group. And I was going to show you, oh yes, our pins for it's September now. Last time I talked to y'all, it was August. So we have a new pin of the month that will be, you guys who are Patreon pin collectors will be getting this one automatically in the mail. This is the other little dragon, and he's the little rainbow dragon portrait. So instead of being the DragonCon colors, which was the DragonCon dragon pin, who is purple and yellow to match the DragonCon logo, this one is an ivory colored dragon with rainbow little fins, and he's just adorable. So he'll be the September pin of the month. He'll be for sale just to anybody worldwide on my website, probably the middle part of September, or if you are a Patreon pin collector, you'll get him automatically, as well as getting Strawberry cupcakes automatically, which is one that is not for sale. She is the kind of Marie Antoinette with cupcakes, super cute Rococo girl with strawberry cupcakes, and she is absolutely adorable too. Again, I apologize if my hand is way off and you're only seeing like her nose or something, but I promise you she's cute.
I'm seeing
that. Oh, okay, good. But those are the pin. Oh, and shoot, I want to show you this too. God, so much happens in a week.
Oh, Jasmine.
I leave town for a couple days and then I come back for one day and I gotta leave again. But the lanyards,
the
Patreon people, you're getting these automatically. Right. If you're the Patreon pin collector people, you will automatically be getting the new lanyard, which is fun because it's all different pictures than the last two lanyards. So,
Jasmine,
Patreon people always get all the lanyards. Yes.
What is the name of the Whitby Rose?
Oh,
or Whitby Pin.
Whitby Pin. Matt gave a spoiler. Her name is White Rose Fairy. I don't have the design.
Layla knows that somehow.
I probably slipped it in the conversation somewhere. Maybe Paul mentioned it somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like I said, y'all are on top of things.
You guys
I think I finished the
painting
for the Whitby Pin last night at like 10 o'clock at night. So you are really on top of things. I haven't even showed anybody yet.
That crazy British illustration waited 8 months for 6 weeks of therapy. Well, that just doesn't sound like a good balance.
That doesn't. I will say that is certainly the case how things work here in America. That's been my experience with having to go to doctors of any sort. You have to plan 6 months ahead of time if you're going to be ill, and then they charge you $800,000. But that's how it works. But yes, the pin's name for Whitby will be White Rose Fairy. And if you know your Tudor history or your heraldic imagery, the White Rose is the White Rose of York that is featured on the flag of Yorkshire, which of course is where Whitby is. The Whitby event is held in the city of Whitby in the Yorkshire County, and it has the traditional little 5-petaled white Yorkshire rose with a very kind of goth-looking fairy with white hair that matches the rose, and it should be really super adorable. I'm thinking about keeping the mold and doing a red rose fairy too, so we can reenact the War of the Roses and have a red Tudor rose, but I don't know if that will cause problems with anybody, but I think that would be kind of fun. So I might hold on to the mold for that one and do a red rose, maybe for one of my other UK events or maybe a UK exclusive or something. But it's the one that you usually see on if you see the flag for Yorkshire and it's got like the blue background, you see it on everything around Whitby and around Yorkshire in general. And she will be super cute. I didn't bring her down here, so I'll show her next time. The pins aren't ready yet, but I could show you the painting design next week, probably. I have limited space here, so yeah.
I don't know a lot about British politics, but apparently the Tories are total jerks to disabled people.
Yeah, I hear that about Tories.
Oh, they tend to only help the 1% richest people. We have those in America too.
There are equivalent parties in America.
I
think that's how every country probably has things that are stratified like that.
Going to
kind of ruins it for everybody.
When we were near the Big Ben area, I saw Occupy London.
Oh yeah, they like how they did Occupy Wall Street.
Right.
Yeah.
So
a lot of things have their corresponding things in other countries. Yes. That's how things are. It's hard to escape that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I paint dragons.
But
yeah.
I mean, I understand sometimes when people want to protect their money and such, but when you're doing it
to the detriment of other people, that's
disabled
not okay.
people,
my goodness,
that is kind of a mortal sin. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm a very laid back sort of person, so that is not my scene.
That's very sad. That Crazy says, honestly, don't know how our government is still standing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jasmine and I try not to be too political about things. I just don't want disabled people to be discriminated
I will say
against.
that healthcare in America, the way our system is set up, is even worse in a lot of ways. It's very
Rachel.
difficult.
It was really good seeing you. I'm sorry I didn't have a chance
to see you
chat
briefly.
My gosh, I was busy. You probably saw how busy I was,
oh my
Rachel.
God.
Rachel says she has a lot of work to do today, and she's gonna listen.
Okay, cool.
but she can't.
Oh, thank you.
She can't talk much.
That's fine. Just, you can listen to us talk and maybe win
I've
a
heard
pin.
Rachel talk enough. I don't need to hear her talk anymore.
Let's see.
Please do a red variant on the white rose pin.
I will then. I'll use. Okay, I told the factory to keep the mold because sometimes if it's a limited edition one or if it's one for a special event, we have them break the mold. But lately, people have been asking us to, hey, do a different color for a different one. That way, they can get it if they can't go to that event, etc. Like how we had pale Medusa and dark Medusa, and the rainbow dragonling and the dragon con dragonling. But yeah, I'll do that since the Tudor rose insignia is the same, the white and the red. The crimson petal and the white, you know, I can do both, and we will definitely do that. That already sounds fun. And then people get both; they can make them fight. No.
Yes, let's make the pins fight each other.
Although to be fair, a lot of that War of the Roses stuff was things that Henry VII made up later, but that's getting into some old-timey conspiracy theories that will go very
I don't even
far
think
before my
I got
time.
a chance to give Rachel a hug.
Oh.
And we usually almost always hug.
I know, right?
Well, Rachel's got this look on her face that says, give me a hug.
Yeah.
Yes, I like Rachel very much. That's why I can tease her.
Exactly. We wouldn't tease you if we didn't like you.
Well, Rachel and I talked for quite a long time at One Fantastic Weekend.
Yeah.
And I just, it was just a blast talking to her.
We got to see some of our Fantastic Weekend people at DragonCon this year, but a lot of folks were up at their own booths doing very well also, so that's a good thing.
I think everyone had it, as far as I heard.
I talked to had a pretty good show.
I think everyone had a good show.
Pretty busy.
I mean, I couldn't lift my periscope to see anyone else.
Yeah.
But I assume they all had a good show too.
Staggered down occasionally and signed things and figured out, wow, there's a lot of people here.
Yellow Rose of Texas.
Well, you know what's funny? I think it's in South Carolina also uses the white rose, actually, the Yorkshire rose, as their symbol for one of the towns in South Carolina. It's like the sister city of I think of York. So they use that for their symbol too. So sometimes you do see some of the same exact heraldic images like used in America with things that have ties to the old country in England.
Oh, a lot of One Fantastic Weekend people broke records.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Hey, that says something for that workshop, doesn't it?
Now, Kieran says, hey, Jasmine, have you seen the new video that he uploaded earlier?
Oh, I don't know if I have.
I'm not sure if Jasmine's had a chance to catch up.
I've just gotten home for the day, and I definitely will. Yeah, and I've just gotten home just for the day, and then I leave for Kansas City in the morning. So I've pretty much just been unpacking boxes and trying to work on my calendar.
Under workaholic.
Yeah, I sleep about once every 3 days.
50 states pins.
Oh wow, that would take some doing.
No.
You know, I could see maybe it does kind of make me want to make pins that have to do with the town or the area where we're doing a show. We did that with Glastonbury. We had the Chalice Well cover with the Vesica Pisces, the little symbol that's on the Chalice Well when we were in Glastonbury, and that was kind of had a local tie-in to it. And I kind of liked doing that.
I think that was the last time I relaxed.
Was when we were at the Chalice Well.
Mom was with us.
Yeah, your mom came. It was nice. We went and had, I got that pasta that with the vegan chicken in it. That was good. Yeah. That was one of the last times I relaxed.
That's so sad.
Oh, I mean, it's not like this is an incredibly... Actually, painting is fairly relaxing to me.
Oh, no.
Traveling and stuff, not so much.
I did get a pretty good night's sleep last night.
Yes.
Except for the whimper.
Except for you waking up whimpering in terror in the middle of the night. Yeah, other than that, it was good.
Darwin BC says, one of my favorite songs by Melissa Manchester has lines about, when we are both beyond this lifetime, I will find you as a white rose and you can find me the same way.
Oh,
that sounds like something I would tell you, Jasmine.
It does, actually.
Yeah, I say
romantic.
sappy stuff like that.
He's a very romantic dreamer.
But I like to cut it with sadness. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, that makes it more melancholic.
Oh, so Rachel whimpered too?
No, see, I think everybody has PTSD from DragonCon.
I think it's PTSD from DragonCon.
I mean, really.
Oh, 1 minute till raffle. Everybody go ahead and
yes. What's the raffle? If you haven't entered yet, exclamation point raffle.
Yeah.
As
exclamation raffle.
Those who don't know, some people came to DragonCon wearing the shirts that they made specially that said exclamation point raffle. There were some of the people from the group
here.
That
was
I don't
Jason,
know if
well, I don't know if he wants to say
some of the people here, that Nintendo guy, a handful of people here.
The fans are pretty brilliant.
From Twitch came wearing shirts that said exclamation point raffle to DragonCon. That was
do
awesome.
My job here.
And it had the little Twitch logo for the exclamation point. This is Dark Medusa, a DragonCon exclusive, one of the few left in the world who has not found a home yet. So if you win her, if you already have her, go trade her in the pin group, or you can put her on eBay. You can
we have a winner.
But who's the winner?
Vixallen.
Vixallen.
I know they were chatting earlier.
Okay, hopefully they're in the room. Vixallen, if you are in the room.
Are you in the room? You have won the
Dark
Medusa
pin. And that is a very rare and special pin. So we would like to make sure we know your name, how to contact you, and your address.
And they might be... they said, oh my gosh. Okay,
Yay!
I'm going to put instructions in here, Vixallen.
Okay, yes.
Hang tight.
For those who don't know, Twitch does not tell us your names. Twitch does not tell us your email address. Twitch doesn't tell us where you live. So basically, we need you to contact us if you win so we know who you are. Because you might have 5 different names. You might have a different name that's your email. That's different than your real name. That's different than your Facebook name. That's, we don't know who you are necessarily. We don't know how to tell you that you won if you're not here. So...
There we go. Now, follow those instructions, Vixallen, if you will.
Yes,
please,
just
please,
email
please.
us, jasminetoad@aol.com. Jasmine, like the flower with
and then I'll be able to send that out very soon, probably Monday.
And I can sign these, too. I can try to sign these before we send them out, love.
Please do.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because I'm leaving for Kansas City in a few hours, so I'll need to do that before I leave.
Melissa Gay is... Okay, Rachel's talking about Melissa Gay.
Yeah.
When I didn't get a chance to talk to her but for 2 seconds, but whenever I hear her voice and how happy she is, it cheers me up a little.
Yes.
Because she is a very, very, very happy person.
Yes.
And it's always nice to hear her.
Yes, there are people who are definite rays of sunshine in this world.
Melissa Gay, if I had half the, I don't know, joy in my heart that she had, I think I'd be just perfect. She is seriously so fun to work with. Excellent.
Oh, good.
No, she is fantastic.
Hey.
See, Alethea knows her too.
Oh, Alethea knows everybody.
She does. Alethea is cool.
And she writes lots of good books. So I think
I'm kind of cool. I'm just not cool enough. I mean, everybody's running around. They all know each other, and I know these people too. I just like.
I'm not cool, but I paint cool stuff, so that's different. Don't confuse the two.
I thought I had a lot of energy until I met Melissa. Cashew time. Maybe.
You think so? I might need a bathroom.
You guys can use my name. It's like Cheers.
Oh.
That Nintendo guy's name is Jason.
Oh, okay.
And his last name is something I probably can't pronounce. I love Melissa and her family so much. So proud of her for winning the Chesley.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is quite an accomplishment. That only happens to one person a year.
Well, I bet you guys in the room think I'm cool.
Well, my mom thinks I'm cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mom actually,
no.
My mom
Your mom thinks I'm cool. No.
Yeah. My mom loves, I'm one of those sons where everything I do is probably perfect to my mom. I swear if I killed someone in front of my mother, she saw it, witnessed
Matt
it,
didn't
and
do
then I
it
swear
even
to her,
if he did.
I didn't do it, Mom, she'd say, I believe you.
Yeah.
So, if it comes to a court of law, don't...
Do you want this on record somewhere, Matt?
Sure.
Because I'd be careful.
I'm not going to kill anyone,
that.
so it's okay.
No.
My mom would testify for me.
Yes.
Didn't do it.
Well, I'm going to go wash my hands and do a bathroom break since we've done the giveaway. The next giveaway will be in roughly an hour, and that will be the cute little golden DragonCon dragon portrait.
I need some sort of topic.
He's so cute.
Okay, let's think. Everybody in the room who likes the Marvel movies.
I was going to say, they should tell you what movies to watch while I'm gone, because I won't have to watch them, and it could be things just Matt likes.
So what I'm doing, while Jasmine is gone is I'm doing inventory. I am cleaning house, like literally. I am missing many Marvel movies. Can anyone recommend a Marvel movie that's fairly recent that I should see? Now, I saw Deadpool 2. Infinity War, okay. I will definitely make time to see Infinity War. Isn't it sad that I haven't seen that? Let's see. I have not seen Black Panther either. What else have I not seen? What all movies have come out this year that were Marvel? Hey, Rachel, you're a movie person too. Shame on you for not seeing movies. Oh, are you heading out, Diana? Oh, acupuncture. Okay, have fun with acupuncture. That sounds like a video series. Having fun with acupuncture. Thor. I'm good for Thor. If you remember, I did a review of that, Danessa. I did caps because it's top priority. Got it. Ant-Man and Wasp. Okay. Now, I've seen Ragnarok. Yes. Very funny. I don't think I could have missed that one because Hulk is very prominent in it. Now, Hulk didn't look like he had a large part in Infinity War. Am I wrong in that? Now, you don't have to spoil it for me. But did Hulk have a very small part in Infinity War? Aquaman, did it come out already? You're not the only one behind. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. The last Thor was amazing, I agree. That last Thor beat the other two. Boom, it blew it out of the water. Okay, you are Khaleesi? That Nintendo guy? I didn't know that. That's strange that you're Khaleesi. Thank you. I wish I could stay, but happy I got to be here in a while. Yes, Diana, we're very happy. Not a Marvel film, but what about the house with the clock on the walls? I would like to see that, Layla. I would very much like to see that. Aquaman isn't out. Okay, it's not out yet. Okay. Because I like the actor. I definitely do. I finally watched Doctor Strange. Wow. Yeah, Doctor Strange is about 3 years old there, Rachel. Yeah. Yeah, Jasmine saw that one. She liked it. Yes. Hulk has a small part. Yeah, really small. Hulk should have a larger part in Infinity War. I've read the comics. He should have a larger part. Also, I think that the Silver Surfer should very much be involved. Unfortunately, I know that he is not involved in Infinity War, and that's kind of a problem. That really goes against the comics. So people want to see the clock that's inside the wall movie. Okay, and it has Jack Black.
Really?
Jack Black's going to be in it, yeah.
Okay, Kachina gave me the book. She gave it to Robin, and Robin liked it too. It's a series, but I haven't read the other ones. I just read that one, I think.
I still have Doctor Strange comic books.
Cool, I found...
Doctor Strange is cool. I like Doctor Strange.
I found Gamera. Daddy, I found Gamera.
Hotel Artemis. Oh, no. I don't know Hotel Artemis. Hey, when is the new M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable / what was that other dude?
Mr. Black?
No. Oh. The Unbreakable sequel that's supposed to come out. Yeah. Entertainment just released images. Captain Marvel. Nick Fury looks awesome. Is Nick Fury still Samuel L. Jackson? Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four may merge with the rest of Marvel soon. I think it's because all those awful Fantastic Four movies that they're not allowing Silver Surfer to be in these. I don't know.
I only saw one of those, and it was in Spanish. We're at some motel somewhere, and we only had a Spanish channel, and we saw the first Fantastic Four movie. So I couldn't follow a lot of it, but it looked like it was mostly action-based anyways.
That crazy British illustration says, anything Victorian and with Kate Blanchett, I'm sold.
I agree.
I like...
I go with that.
I very much like period pieces.
Yes, and I like Kate Blanchett.
They can kind of even suckle it. I don't care.
Yes.
Sometimes I give them an out.
Yeah. I'll watch it for the costumes.
The Oceans... I forget what the Oceans number... It was the
13?
Oceans... I don't remember, but it was an all-female cast. Well, all-female cast that were the Oceans people.
Oh.
And Kate Blanchett was in it. She looked really pretty.
I like Kate Blanchett. Yeah. She's great. She's in a lot of things.
War before Ant-Man and Wasp. Okay, I will do that. So I'll watch these probably late at night with a wee bit of whiskey because I won't have Jasmine.
I'll be out of town. So I'm going in, I've got my Titan Buff here. I've mostly done my darker lines on the sketch, and I'm going in with Titan Buff, which is a lighter color, not quite white, but kind of a light neutral. And I'm deciding where my highlights are going to go before I start putting any color on this.
Okay, it was Ocean's 8. Captain Marvel would be great. I like that.
That's what I'm hoping eventually I get to paint some Marvel. Now that Disney owns Marvel, I'm hoping that I'll get to paint some of that, because especially at conventions like DragonCon, people ask me about all the comics and whether I can paint them or not, and I have to explain to them about fan art and whatnot, and it's always awkward.
Well, I'm going to do cashew time.
Okay. And I had kitty time. I showed Gamera, and she bit me, so I put her down very quickly. But that's typical.
All right.
I need to make its front hands longer on the dragon. And when I'm sketching, as I often point out, it's easy to do with paint. I've decided I'm going to make his hands a little bit longer on the dragon because I think his front arms look kind of short. Since he's not part of the statue, I'm just kind of making him up while I go along. So what I do is I have the same color I mixed in with the gesso in the background, and I'm going to use that like an eraser. So if you look at his hands, it looks all kind of scribbly now. They're kind of on where her knee/thigh area will be. I'm going to cover those up. I'm just going to take that same color, and it's almost like using an eraser when you're painting. And I'll use my hair dryer right after that. Oh, thank you, honey. Oh, wow. Cashew bounty. I'll try not to crunch in the microphone. Alright, so I'm using that same color, and I'm going to cover up the hands already, or the claws that I've already drawn on him. Because I think his front arms kind of look, well, Tyrannosaurus Rexy. He needs to have longer, more like a lion or a sphinx sort of arms, I think. I want it to look more like he's sitting on her lap and not just superimposed and floating in front of her. So I'm going to erase his hands. Now you can see, I put that color that was originally mixed with the gesso, and you see kind of a foggy area there. Now I can paint on top of that once it's dry. I'll use a hairdryer, and I can draw those lines again. Yeah.
Rachel says, I'm actually taking a page out of your book, Jasmine.
Oh!
And trying out the highlights before painting, since I'm doing work on wood.
Yes.
Doing pyrography, you kind of miss out on the brightest highlights in a piece.
Yeah, I can see how that would work with wood burning like that. It's funny to see what sort of techniques carry over from very different media sometimes. Again, this is a weird one because it was a sculpture designed first, and now I'm doing a two-dimensional version of it. So there are a lot of weird creative decisions you have to make during that stage. So I'm going to fuzz that out. I'm going to turn on my hairdryer for 1 second, so I apologize if it's noisy. So now I'm going to give him more longer, kind of lion-like or cat-like arms. Again, a lot of these are kind of inspired by my cats, as opposed to little T-Rex dinosaur arms. I think that might make him look like he's actually sitting on her lap a bit more. Usually I'd try to draw this out before I'm on Twitch, but again, I've been at DragonCon for a while, so I'm just now getting started on this piece. So I'm going to make his elbow a little further out this way. And I like to put little pokey horns, little pokey things on their little elbows. It helps put definition on where their limbs are too. Yeah.
Digger's also saying, I can't wait to see Jack and Sally merchandise on 9/15/18.
Okay, they better have it,
They
Disney.
better have
it. I want some too, jeez. The last I heard was, I had asked them at Disney, I said, do you know if that will be available on 9/15, or are you waiting until my California appearance on October 11th, or October 12th? And they said, we'll get back to you, and that's the last I heard. And that's not reflecting poorly on them. Disney is a very big company, and they work with a lot of different artists, and probably have a billion different merchandise things coming out every week. So it's not really their job to tell every single artist what is coming out. But I rely on you guys to tell me stuff sometimes. So instead of ending his arm here, I'm going to end it up further here. And that will look like it's kind of like going across their lap more. Again, thinking kind of like a sphinx in Egypt, and he's got his long arms out in front of him. Then he'll look like he's kind of sitting on our lap. The way Gamera
Jasmine.
sits on mine, but less bitey. Yeah.
Figure says, I saw a Facebook post from Disney Springs, and it was stated that they will have it during your appearance.
So it's on. Why does? Okay, so Disney tells Facebook before they tell me. That's okay. You can do that, Disney. You're Disney. But, good. Yay. Well, I am very happy that that is happening. I've actually painted the painting. Golly, that was almost a year ago, wasn't it, love?
That was a long time
It was.
ago.
It was many months ago, many moons ago. I painted that Jack and Sally, and I've been waiting to figure out what was going to happen with it. It's like I painted it. Is it going to be here? I knew it was for the 25th anniversary, and I knew that would be 2018 because it's 25 years later. So I've been wondering. But that's a good example of when people tell me, is this going to be here? Is this going to be here? That's not something the companies that make products like that always think, oh, we better tell the designer that. That's not always the top thing on their mind. It's probably more them telling customers, hey, you can buy this, than saying, hey, the thing you made a year ago is a thing now. So that's why I don't always know. Like I said, I'll try to buy some of the stuff at Disney World and maybe bring it to some of our other shows. The problem is, again, I don't get a discount. So if I buy it, I have to buy it at full price, and then I have to jack up the price to cover taxes and travel and all that stuff. So I either have to buy it at Disneyland in California or at Disney World in Florida, and it gets weird. So the easiest way for you to buy it is usually to go to either one of the Disney theme parks yourself, or to go to retailers like the different shopping services that go to Disney and buy stuff on request. There's one here in Florida called Your WDW Store.
Yes.
Do you have the link to that, Manny?
I do.
I wonder if... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But I wonder if Jack and Sally is already up there. It might be. I'll feel stupid then. Okay. It probably isn't, but they basically are a shopping service located in Orlando who you can live anywhere in the world. You can pick things from their website, and then they go out their day, they go buy it at the shop, so they add a couple dollars onto the price to cover their gas money, and then they sell it to you. So that's a great website to go to if you're looking to buy my Disney products and you aren't able to make it in person to one of the theme parks.
Jasmine.
Not everybody lives by Disney World. Yeah.
Shaylee said that you would paint an amazing Idris the TARDIS. And she thinks that would be lovely.
Wouldn't that be lovely? Yeah, we'll see. You never know with things like that, because let me see, that would be, who would own the rights to that? I guess that would be
I have no idea.
BBC? Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. That's an odd one, because I am a property owner in England. I do pay a lot of taxes to BBC. I mean, that goes for my television license and all that. I wonder if it's owned by the people and everybody can do it, or if it's something you have to get licensed for. It seems like the sort of thing I would email BBC about, and they would never email me back about. Golly, it's raining again, Maddie.
Yeah, it's a sun shower.
Yeah, I know, it's sunny out, but it's pouring rain. It means a witch is getting married somewhere. There we go. Yeah. I think he looks more magnificent. Oh, now I feel like I've got to make his hind leg longer, too. He's turning into a larger dragon than I thought. Again, this is usually something I would try to lay out before I would put it on Twitch, but I've been on the road traveling, so I haven't really had a lot of time to work on this yet. I just started a couple hours ago.
Crazy says the British people own it.
Okay. Well, I pay my TV license. Do I own it?
There isn't currently a tropical storm coming through. That is already up in
No, there's a new one.
Louisiana.
There's one coming now.
There's one called Florence. I can check on it.
Yeah. For those who don't live here in Florida, the tropical storms are not all that big a deal for the most part.
Tropical storm.
We get them a lot. Again,
Florence
that's letter
is
F by now.
right now, and it looks like it's going to hit Bermuda.
Yeah.
But I think it might hit the Carolinas.
Yeah, it might.
Let me see.
We are in Central Florida, so we're not by the water.
Oh wait, it slowed down. It is now.
I don't think it's not even a hurricane anymore, is it?
I don't know what an M stands for.
That is a
It was hurricane.
Is it on hwn.org or which website?
Yes, I'm looking at hwn.org. On 2 p.m. on Monday, it is downgraded to an M.
Isn't that a...
Oh, wait. Or is that up?
I think that's upgraded. That just means it might be a major storm or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget.
So, it looks like it's picking up speed.
Well, shoot, it better not interfere with my airplane flight tomorrow because I've got to go to
No, it won't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
It's not until next week.
It looks like it's south of Bermuda on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nowhere near us.
Yeah. So if it does go south, we could get hit, but hopefully it will not. That's a long time from now.
And here in our house, we've been hit by some pretty severe hurricanes before, and we've barely lost a shingle off our roof. I'm not very concerned about that. Not everybody is so lucky, though. So there are parts of the world and other parts of Florida that have to be a lot more careful about that sort of thing. But whenever there's a hurricane, I get about 1 billion emails from people saying, "Are you going to evacuate?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to evacuate. I'd have to evacuate like 30 times a year then." What's that, Lip?
Panthers? G-Monk, are you asking about the Florida Panthers?
Is that a sports team, or they mean like the mountain lions?
They said, "Are there still Panthers?" I think they're saying Panthers.
We have Panthers here in Florida. Yeah,
they are few and far between.
They are few and far between.
They are genetically the same thing as a mountain lion or a cougar.
They are the same thing as our mountain lions or pumas that we have in the middle parts of the country. Yes, but they just happen to live in Florida.
There was an earthquake today in Japan. That was in Hokkaido, which is the northmost island,
which is very north. That's the snowy bit of Japan.
Some people had 120 were injured, and some people had died.
Gosh.
And some people are missing still.
There's always a bunch of problems with communication after an earthquake.
Hokkaido, if you know, Hokkaido is the colder of the
It's like
islands.
The Alaska of Japan.
And that one has
as opposed to
like little
like the Hawaii.
Imagine these little hot springs, and they kind of work almost like hot tubs, and snow monkeys climb into the hot tubs.
Yes, those furry snow monkeys.
And they use them like little hot tubs.
And people, you can go there to their hot tubs. They're not real. I mean, they're not actual hot tubs. They just cut them out of the earth, and you can sit in them. And you can sit in them with the monkeys, and the monkeys can sit in the natural hot springs with you. We've been to some of the hot springs in Japan.
Yes, we have cute deer here, says Rachel.
Yeah.
We have tiny deer. Now, there are different types of deer. The ones we have in town are just normal deer. They're a bit, they do look smaller.
They're very small. They're smaller than mule deer even.
Then there are something called key deer, which would be
in the Florida Keys,
which are super tiny.
They're island deer, so they're very small.
They swim from island to island.
Yes, they will swim out to Sunset Key in the Keys, which is pretty far.
If I can Wikipedia
yeah, they're wee. They are little fellas. They're like regular deer but tiny. But they just live down in the Keys. They don't live up here. But our deer that we have in Central Florida are very small. They're not like the ones you would see up in Missouri or Colorado or something.
Yes, key deer would make you cry. They're so
You're like,
cute
oh
and
my
little.
god! It's like they're not as little like a little dik-dik or anything, but they're very
pretty tiny.
but they're small.
Yeah, I see it as the bit where Japan meets Russia. Very close.
Yeah,
Hokkaido is that.
It's very north.
I have
Again,
a friend
Hokkaido is the Alaska of Japan, and Okinawa is the Hawaii of Japan. It's
very much so.
Those are the two extremes.
Very much so.
We like Japan a lot. We have family from there, and we like to visit out to Japan.
Yes, when it comes to geography or nature, which both things have been mentioned, I start becoming somewhat of an encyclopedia.
Yeah, I'm a nerd about.
But I realize how much I know.
I'm a nerd about a lot of things.
Yeah, I do know a lot of stuff, and I have no idea how I've learned this. That's the thing, is I don't remember how I learned any of it.
Oh, it could be just from traveling. You learn a lot when you travel.
Because my retention isn't all that fantastic.
Mine's good.
Yeah. I'd love to go there so much.
I can paint.
To Japan, yes.
Oh, Japan amazing. Is lovely. Japan is very, very lovely. We've been
the size of key
limes.
Tammy, they're not that small.
Key limes are, they're not, well, they are small as compared to regular limes, the way key deer are small to regular deer.
Very true.
Yes, that's a good comparison. Part of that could be because they're on an island, too. They've probably been intermingling their interior genes over and over again. Some might say inbreeding. So you've got very small limes, you have very small deer.
So, Tammy, apparently you went to the Ren Fair.
Oh, she's already been. I haven't even been there yet.
Did you have fun? Was it busy?
Yeah, I wasn't there last weekend.
Any fire breathers or whatnot?
For those who don't know, the Kansas City Ren Fair it opens. It goes for 2 months. It goes for it opens the same weekend that Dragon Con is. So I'm never there for the first weekend because I'm at Dragon Con. I can't buy locate. I'm trying. I'm working on that, but I can't be at both places at once. So I'm always at Dragon Con for Labor Day weekend. Then I try to get at KC Ren Fair at least a couple weekends of those 2 months. The other times, and my sister Amber and her husband Chris are there the rest of the time. Sometimes people meet Amber, my sister, and think they have met me. That has happened many times. We do look very similar. Amber's hair is more brown, and she's more tan, and she's shorter, and I have darker hair, and I'm more pale, and I'm taller. And that's pretty much the only difference. And also, she's married to Chris, and I'm married to Matt. And she's got kids.
You promise never to change that situation.
Yeah.
Shayla said my mom just messaged me remembering you were on Twitch today and asked me to say hello. Her name is Tracy.
Oh!
She's so excited. Hello, Tracy.
Hello, Tracy.
Thank you for giving us Shayla.
Aw.
That crazy British illustration says mainly because when I was little at school, we're talking about geography.
Oh, yeah.
I would always read and look through the atlas at school when we were told to read for an hour every day.
Oh.
As I'm dyslexic, it was my book of choice.
That would be a good go-to.
And more visual.
Lots of pictures, lots of diagrams too. Yes. I'm a big fan of very intricate diagrams.
I could have seen myself in another life being a cartographer.
Yeah.
I love maps. I am really upset with myself if I don't know where I'm at on the globe. I really, really like to know where I'm at on the globe.
I am the same way. And that's why I like geocaching and things like that. I like to know exactly where in space I am at any given time.
Right.
I don't feel right if I don't know where I am. Even when I'm on an airplane, I like to look at the little map and see, oh, I'm over Iceland right now. Or, I like to know I've been those
We share
places.
that, Jasmine. That is something that I can't fathom is when you hear studies like, 8 out of 10 high schoolers can't find America on a map. This is for America. I'm sure there's other studies for other countries.
Yeah.
And I cannot fathom not being able to look at our globe and knowing where you're at or where you've been.
I remember
just the pure raw curiosity of it all.
I remember being in high school.
That would drive one to
not everybody
wonder where they're at.
Stuff. I remember being a senior in high school and kids not being able to find Missouri, and we lived in Missouri on a map, and it was a labeled map, and it said Missouri on it, and my teacher basically walked out. We went to a really crappy inner city underfunded school, so it just no offense if anybody else is from Center, but
okay, Defiance, we'll see you later. If you can hop on when you get home, that'd be great. We'll see you then.
Safe travels.
That crazy also likes to know where they are. A common dyslexic trait is being terrible at directions, but I'm great at them because of my map obsession.
See, there you go. Make up for it in other ways.
Oh, hi, Hey Face. Jasmine and I are doing great. Thank you for asking.
Very good.
We're happy to be on tonight.
We're sleepy, but we're happy to be here.
I did the same tracking when I was on the North Sea. Ooh, the North Sea.
That's neat.
Beautiful and cold.
It is. I have taken a boat from Germany to Heligoland, which takes you a little bit through the North Sea, which used to belong to Denmark. Heligoland did, but it belonged to Germany.
That is the inspiration for the TV show, at least the island for The Prisoner. Am I right?
Part of it is, yes. Part of the how it's built. The Prisoner was actually filmed in Port Meron and Wales.
I own the entire DVD series.
Yes,
I'm kind of a nerd.
But Helgoland is very much like the village in The Prisoner, but it was filmed in Port Meron in Wales, which I'd like to go to. You can go there and stay like in B&Bs in the houses. We're talking about the 1960s series, The Prisoner. I know they did a remake. I never watched that, but.
Oh, I didn't. I forgot
like
about
that.
It if there was.
Yeah, I know. I never saw it, but people kept saying, "Yeah, I'm like, nah, why bother?" It doesn't have Patrick McGowan.
Is anybody else a fan of The Prisoner, the TV show?
From the obscure British TV show from the 1960s. I'm sure everybody's watched it.
Layla says Nigel has The Prisoner on DVD
there
too.
You go.
Yeah,
See,
fantastic
Great show.
Yes, very, very intellectually satisfying.
It is.
A good mystery, great storytelling, fantastic.
Great costumes.
Very, very good use of a limited budget, making good stories.
Yes. Hey, and that's what BBC does best.
Yep. Well, now they've
got a much bigger budget now, but still.
Oh, Siren Moonbee said I loved it.
Yes, that is a great show. We used to watch it over and over again when we were little.
Yep.
That's part of the reason
Actually,
I like the town of
wouldn't mind
Celebration,
busting
Florida. It
that out,
reminded me all
Jasmine.
about that. Yeah, we
If you'd
have
like
them
to
all
watch some of
set.
those
I
again.
wouldn't mind watching those all in order again.
Ooh, Shaylee said at one point beneath us, the water was over 1,000 feet deep.
Holy cow!
You could feel how wild the water was. Jasmine
I
loves.
bet.
Jasmine is very, very obsessed with deep water.
With very deep water,
things.
Mariana
Trench.
sort of.
We were
deep abyssal.
Were we listening? Were you there with me listening to NPR about the?
It wasn't NPR. It was Coast to Coast AM, which is of
author
dubious
of the
quality
Meg.
at best. But I love listening to Coast AM.
Right.
They let everybody talk, and that's
the
only
author
fair,
of the
but...
Meg, which we haven't seen.
I have not
think
seen
that's
the
a movie Jasmine liked.
Yes, but we do
was
have
on
a
talking about the Mariana
Megalodon
Trench.
tooth. But yes, I like prehistoric large.
I have a tooth.
megafauna,
I have a
so
megalodon tooth.
in deep sea abyssal animals.
Oh yeah, The Abyss. I showed that movie to Jasmine.
Oh yes,
She had not
when
seen
we were
it
dating.
as,
Yes,
yeah, and I showed that.
yes, indeed. Okay, so I've added the highlights. I've redrawn his arms. Starting to look pretty good. I might start thinking about the background because it's easier, as I've said many times, it's easier to paint the background first than to try to paint it around your character in the front. So I'm going to at least start thinking about the color in the background. I'm also going to get another paintbrush because this one's starting to get fuzzy. I like fuzzy brushes when I'm using them for background painting. Like I keep some and keep them fuzzy on purpose. But when it's a script liner brush, I can usually get maybe 1 or 2 paintings out of it. And they're only $2 or $3. So when the painting costs $5,000, it doesn't really matter. So it's they start to get fuzzy. I'm like, I'll use it as a paint stirrer. I'll recycle it somehow, but I'm not going to use it for painting lines anymore. Yeah.
Heyface says, I almost got one of your figurines from a yard sale.
Oh, really?
And the woman was upset because someone put the Halloween figure in the sale, and it wasn't supposed
to be there. Oh, I've seen that at yard sales before in general. People selling things they aren't supposed to be selling. Yeah.
I told her of your streaming.
Yeah.
And she didn't know. She was so excited, but I was sad I couldn't get the figure. But it was great sharing together our love of your art.
Oh, that's nice.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Thank you, Heyface.
I remember, that happened to my cousin. His mom sold some of his stuffed animals that she wasn't supposed to sell while he was off at college, and it was sad. But sometimes you will luck out if somebody is selling off a collection. Sometimes they'll like dump a bunch of my stuff up at a thrift shop or something, and they don't know that's a figurine that's worth like $1,000 or something. And people luck out and find things at flea markets.
Who knows?
Thrift
You might
shops,
find some pins at a
yard
flea market
sales,
someday.
garage sales. Somebody found a pin on the ground. That was pretty exciting. That was at DragonCon. But then I worried about who lost it. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, it wasn't a super rare one, but it was one that's still available that they could buy. Still on my website, but
Jasmine,
still, yeah.
Leila's wants to know about the background of this piece.
Yeah, I'm actually deciding that now. Right now, I have not really done. I made some half-hearted attempts at trees. That's what I'm going to be deciding now after I grab a new brush. I'm wanting to probably make kind of. I'm thinking she's in a coffin, so I've kind of scribbled in a couple tombstones over here. Show you there. I just made like some U shapes and a cross. I'll make them look more realistic when I paint on them some more. So it's meant to be kind of a spooky, stereotypical Halloween vampire sort of painting that should be very exciting because it's got a dragon in it. So I'm going to make kind of a misty background. The colors of the figurine are teal and burgundy and kind of jewel tones. So the background I will probably make more muted, probably neutral, foggy, misty sort of tones, maybe in a warmer tone since she'll be in a cooler tone. I usually like to put
it's gonna be spooky.
Yeah, it's some spooky noises there. I'll make a cooler background usually if the character is a warmer tone, and a warmer background if the character is a cooler tone. That makes it pop out more and makes it look more three-dimensional. Yeah.
Ren Girl, appropriately enough, says, just got home from work. What is this piece for?
Oh, this is a piece I'm just doing for myself, really.
But you'll also be painting it.
I will be. Yes, I'm actually starting it because I need to be. I always have a piece I'm working on at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, and I'm going to be there this weekend. So I want to put it out on my easel. So during downtime, I can go work on a painting, and people can watch me paint, and I will be working on her. If anybody's interested in the original, she will be available for sale. You can email us at jasminetoad@aol.com, I believe, well, she has a fancy frame she'll be going into. She'll be priced probably around the $5,000, $5,400 mark because she's a 12 by 16. That's what we usually charge. And we'll have prints from $10 plus up on my website once she's done. But she's not for a gallery or for a book or anything. She'll probably be in a calendar eventually or something like that. But I'm just painting this one for fun,
I think
really.
It's because since we've done Twitch, there's rarely been a time where it wasn't for something specific.
Yeah, pretty.
So Jasmine's a little bit freer now.
Dragon Con and
it was all Corey Helford all the time.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, right now I have two pieces I'm finishing up now that are not this piece that are both for Disney, and they are ones that aren't coming out until January at Epcot. So I can't show those ones to you guys. Disney will probably show them to you guys in December or something like that, but I can't show you guys those yet. So I had to find something to work on for Twitch and also for the Renaissance Festival. So I thought I'd do a nice Halloween sort of painting.
Yes, they do try to do British accent impressions at that fair.
Do.
Crazy.
You know, I think
they try to do it in boisterous ways.
They technically ask us to do that ourselves
yes,
as
they
vendors,
want us to
but
do
we
it too.
don't. No more than we do anyways when we're falling into our mid-Atlantic traveling back and forth. Yeah.
They try to do it in an old shopkeeper sort of like, good morrow, friend, and welcome to my store.
Like you're playing a Hobbit video game and the people who are talking to you.
An overblown, goofy sort of thing.
It does, yeah.
Rather than just some guy walking down the street who speaks with a diction.
It makes you feel like you're kind of, again, more than walking into time, it makes you feel like you're walking into a fun, old-timey video game and you're playing
it's just
World
a
of Warcraft or something.
It's a lot of fun. Ren Fair is really cool.
It's in good fun. It's not meant to be very educational, but they do have educational stuff there. They've got, like, you can see how they have an actual blacksmith shop and they have a lot of people who are crafting and weaving and old-timey stuff like that. But then they have their yard-long margaritas and turkey legs and stuff too. So it's kind of a cross between a fun fair and a Renaissance fair.
Yes, I like the ladies' accents in particular and their royalty.
Yes, the royalty.
Yes,
they have, you know, they've got serfs and royalty,
like
and they've got people designated as different classes, and it's all in good fun. It's not done in a mean kind of way. But
we have not attended the Ren Fair in Melbourne.
No, I haven't.
It sounds neat, though.
Yeah. With the Kansas City one, you have to actually buy a house there, which is just like buying a regular house, like I was saying earlier. So they're not very transient. It's not like I can take that building and move it to other places. So when we are at one Ren Fair, we're pretty much there for a couple months. But I'm going to grab a pointier brush. Now that one's fuzzy, and I'll be right back. If I see a kitty, I'll bring it.
Where are your pointy brushes kept?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ah.
Box of that each one has a gross.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all those. That's crazy. You should show that box. People will probably appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, some people legitimately, I mean...
Yeah. Sure, why not? Alright.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of good artists at the Ren Fair.
Yes, a lot of good artists. Randall Spangler's there. Some of you guys might know his art. He is one of the first people to do really cute little dragons. And we grew up, my step-grandfather-in-law was friends with him. And we had artwork of his in our bathroom when I was a little girl. So I've always liked Randall Spangler's art. That's probably why I paint cute dragons today. Anyways, these are my boxes I get of, let's see my address, but of my paintbrushes. These are, I buy them in groups of 144 at a time. I get them from Royal Langnickel, which is the company that makes them. So when I get them, I get 144 at once. So they come in packages of like, I don't know, 5 each in little bags. So I have to open them up. But I have a big cabinet, and since I go through so many brushes, I can walk over, and I call it my art store because I've got backups of all my paint, all my brushes, brush cleaner, gesso, and I can just grab everything from there, just like I was like at a Michael's or Joann's art supply store, and that way I never run out of anything when I am on Twitch or I'm here by myself and I don't drive, so I can just grab all of my stuff. I will put this back and I'll be right back.
So that crazy has a crazy idea
No, what's that?
We probably would never do. Also, what if you guys did a one-off stream where you did those accents for the whole thing?
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't...
I'm not very good at doing hilarious accents. Matt could probably do it. But...
I could do all sorts of stupid accents.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd be good, but they'd probably entertain
I
you.
don't know.
Historic Cocoa Village. They tend to do some fun stuff in the park sometimes. Do they Shakespeare in the park though? I'd love Alethea. If you find out about Shakespeare in the park, let me know. I need me some Shakespeare soon. It's been a while. Yeah. Well, we need to go. Jasmine and I'd like to go to the Globe Theatre in London and see some Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah. But that's only in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to show you guys. I don't think I showed you the Ninja Dragonlings after it was finished.
Yeah.
The second one. This is the one I was painting, I think, last time. This is just the print, the original painting we brought to DragonCon, and the original painting sold like in the first 5 minutes or something of DragonCon. But here are the prints. They are not up on the website yet, but they will be soon. And this is the painting I was working on last time, so it turned out really cute. Also has very cute dragons.
I love this new Ninja Dragonling stuff.
Yes, and it was certainly a hit at DragonCon, wasn't it? We sold I think we sold all our prints of that one. The lightning turned out really cool. I spent a lot of time on that.
Alethea did the globe.
What's that?
Alethea did the globe.
Oh, fun!
Nelson Art Gallery, says Tammy Tyrone.
Nelson Art Gallery, yes!
Yay.
That's one of my favorite places in Kansas City.
The Nelson Art Gallery is a gem.
That is a big reason
Kansas
why I'm a
City.
painter now, probably, because my dad used to take me
Anyone
there when I was
local to
little.
Kansas City area, if you haven't been to the Nelson Art Gallery, one, shame on you, and two, go back and visit it. It's fantastic. It's actually, I'd say it's world
It is a
class.
world-class art gallery that happens to be in Kansas City just because somebody who lived there had a lot of art and that they wanted to show off. It is.
Mel Bill says, I think they were all gone the first day I snapped one up in the morning.
Oh, the
Dragonling.
ninjas, yeah.
Yes, those were hot.
Yeah, that was
I
very.
made a lot.
Sometimes we don't know how many of something to
And
bring. It's
yes,
like,
the original sold
the original
right
sold
away.
in the first 5
It was
minutes
gone.
of the
Hey,
show.
buddy.
It was gone.
Nice to see
Oh,
you.
hey, buddy.
I saw that you joined the raffle. He's being quiet.
Oh, yes. That's okay.
You don't need to be loud, buddy.
No.
Actually, I don't think Buddy's a very loud person.
No,
He always seems...
he's soft-spoken, but he always has
soft-spoken.
exciting things to say.
He's soft-spoken
Yeah.
with exciting stories.
Yes. He posted that picture of him with my artwork with Sharon Osbourne up in the Pins group. Did you see that, Maddie? Remember that's a picture?
I saw that.
I had it on my
Yeah.
desktop for a while. I
That's
think I
so
still do
cool.
actually. But yes, I thought that was so cool.
I can't not think about whenever I see Sharon, Ozzy Osbourne's voice saying Sharon.
Yes.
And I didn't even watch that show.
Okay, so I've got my new pointy brush. This is, again, it's a size 0 script liner, Royal Taklon. Royal Taklon is like a fake nylon brush that is supposed to be kind of like a sable brush, but it doesn't hurt ferrets, basically. It's made out of plastic. So they don't last as long, but they're cheaper. And I usually run through a few of them when I'm in the sketching stage. Usually 1 or 2 per painting. Now this part of her wing is going to be closer, so I'm going to go ahead and put a highlight line on that too while I'm highlighting things, and then I'll start working on the background a bit more. And again, those of you who are in Kansas City, if you come by the Renaissance Festival, I will be working on the same painting in person, and you can come watch me paint it at my booth or my store or whatever it is at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. What's our store number? I think it's 251. Not that they're actually numbered.
You're asking the wrong
It's
dude.
hard to.
I'm so bad at that.
The Kansas City Renaissance Festival, for those who don't know, is basically in a beautiful forest glade, so it's very heavily wooded. It's not like being in a convention where you count booth numbers. It's more like having a little house in the woods that people stumble upon. We're over by the Joust, if that helps, kind of off in the corner.
Am I a louder person or more soft-spoken?
You are a loud person, Manny.
Okay. Because Princess Alethea says she is not soft-spoken at all, but it's a Greek thing. That she has adventures, like Buddy.
See, there you go.
And Crazy says I have to repeat myself a lot because I speak quietly.
I have to talk louder when I'm on Twitch so people can hear me because I want the microphone to pick me up. I'm usually fairly quiet unless I'm upset about something. Then I am going into banshee mode, basically.
Then I become quiet.
Yes, then everybody becomes quiet. I also have a very high voice. I try to lower it when I talk on this, but yeah. What's that, love?
I've heard people are shocked when I speak, Leila says.
Yeah. You never know
When I need
what
to be
people
heard,
sound like.
people hear me. I see.
Yeah.
And people are shocked when I speak.
I will say when
I hear you speak, Leila.
When I
nice and clear.
Yeah, I think she speaks very well. When I am in public, I think people don't see me a lot because I get stepped on a lot, don't I, Maddie?
Yeah, I think Jasmine has an invisibility.
I accidentally have an invisibility field around me when I'm
you
just...
see an ogre when they look at you, Layla? Whatever.
No.
I always
think she seems very
look
personable.
Sweet.
Yes, she looks like somebody you'd want to have a conversation with.
Honestly, as far as Brits go, you look pretty huggable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, you look easy to get along with.
Yeah, you look very easy to get along with.
You don't look standoffish.
Kitten says, I'm like Jazz and I'm usually very quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. You're welcome for the compliments.
Let's see, I'm putting the little ivory horns, almost like little fangs, on her wings too. Since I put them on the dragons, that will kind of tie her in with the dragon. And then too, I want to put, since it's kind of a vampire theme to match the figurine, I'm going to put little tiny fangs on her and also on the dragon. I don't want to make them too big and goofy. I don't want it to look like she's dressing up like a vampire for Halloween. I want it to look like she's actually maybe a vampire. I mean, she already has a dragon friend, so she's onto something.
Oh,
okay.
Intra, you bet Jasmine would be happy to sign things and take photos with you at Wonderground in California.
Oh my gosh, yes. I would be more than happy to. Sometimes if it's super crowded, the Disney cast members will limit me, like say, 2 per person or whatever, but most of the time I can sign whatever you bring. I'm always happy to. So bring whatever you can, and I'll do my best. Sometimes if it's super crowded due to crowd control issues, they'll say limit of 2 per person, Disney items, whatever. But for the most part, 99% of the time, I can sign whatever you bring, and I am always more than happy to do so. One thing I'm good at is signing my name.
I have an affinity often for people who are boisterous and shy.
Yeah.
I like both types a lot. It's a funny thing because sometimes the loud people just crack me up, and sometimes the shy people, you kind of, I don't know.
To be said about waiting until you have something valid
nice to
say, or not nice to say, but something worthy of saying, rather than saying every thought that runs through your head. But that's fine too, because that's how new ideas come about. So there is a benefit to both. I'm very diplomatic.
I think sometimes being shy is charming. There's a charm to it.
Yeah. But you don't get as much attention.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
The people that need attention will get it.
That's true. Or they can just paint cool pictures. I'm going to take some more highlights and put it on her cheeks here. I'm thinking her face is looking too flat, so I'm deciding where the light will be hitting her face. This is a good time to do this because I'm going to be deciding in the background and where my main light source is. As with most of my paintings, I will be having 2 primary light sources, one to light the primary figures of the paintings, and then one to have some sort of background effect. And this is kind of a spooky painting, so if I'm making a cemetery or some scary trees in a swamp or something, I'll probably have some sort of unusual lighting in the background. I'm trying to decide. Again, I usually try to do this beforehand so you don't see me hemming and hawing so much, but I've been in Atlanta, so. I think when I'm looking at the character, again, I have the figurine here looking at that to kind of see how my own light sources hit the figurine when I'm looking at her, so I can see, her leg is in front of here, her shoulder's behind here. It's like having my own little tiny anatomical model that's already one of my characters. That's very helpful. But I want to have her backlit from some sort of spooky background.
I like when you talk about things like this.
Yeah, well, this is
you almost sound like a photographer.
Yeah, probably. It's probably a lot of the same thought processes. I don't know. Yeah, well, if I put trees there.
I hope your mom feels better, buddy.
Oh, golly, yeah. I know they got to go on their boat, yeah?
Yes.
Buddy,
did all your plans go off without a hitch? All your fun boat plans?
All your fun boat plans? Yeah.
A blood moon in the back. I like blood moon.
That would be kind of cool. That would definitely make a warmer tone in the back.
Often when Jasmine and I are walking at night, when we do, I swear half of our conversation is about the moon.
A lot of it is because that's often the only time I get to go outside is when it's nighttime and I'm done working, or I get sunburnt real easy. So if I walk around at nighttime, much like a vampire, you know, I'm not going to get burned.
You're a dampire.
Yeah.
You are one of those politesy people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and the same for Jasmine.
Oh, well, thank you.
Says Layla.
Oh,
wow.
Thank you. I'm doing my best.
Maybe she meant politest, but politesy is a good word too.
Politesy is a wonderful word. Either way is good.
Rachel says she burns so bad.
Yeah, I hear
burn
ya.
bad too, but I don't care.
I feel dumb because last time I got sunburnt really bad was when I was in England, and you wouldn't think that would happen to people who live in Florida who are visiting England, but I thought I was like, oh, I won't have to hit my super 75 SPF whatever, and I skipped it for the day, and it was in Cornwall, and I just got lobster red.
Oh,
it was awful.
Buddy's mom took a fall.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry to hear that.
And she was taken to the emergency room.
Ah.
I guess I won't mention any names, but we recently had a relative fall too.
Yes, we did.
It's a scary thing.
It
can
is
be a scary thing. She was fine, but it can be scary.
No, that is very
Thank
scary.
you so much, Valster, for all the bits.
Yes, thank you for your bets. Yes. Yeah, we had that scary thing like that happen when we were at DragonCon, which kept me out of the signing room for a little bit. But everybody's okay, so that's good.
We try to be polite.
I think I've got that Southern Belle thing bred into me a little bit, where I'm ma'am and thank you all the time, but I don't know.
I honestly feel, a lot of the thing is, I feel lucky. I
was going to say, I actually mean thank you when people get things. I'm like, well, thank you for buying something I made. That's amazing that you like this enough to give your money for it. Thank you. I don't know if it's necessarily polite or just being honest sometimes. What's that?
When I get a tan, people are talking about tans. And when I get a tan, my eyes look more blue.
Yeah, man.
People always say, wow, your eyes are beautiful, but it's only when I have a tan. When I'm pale and I don't have a tan, no one mentions my eyes. It's a funny thing. So I guess it's that contrast.
Yeah, because when you have darker skin and you have blue eyes, it really shows up a lot.
So I need to go get burnt more often in the face.
Sun. Yeah. I just get comments on my eyes being weirdly big or whatever. I think they mean it nicely, but people.
Super B is excited to meet us.
Oh yes,
we're nothing like we are right now.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, we're exactly like we are.
Pretty much exactly like this all the time. We're gonna see her in Whitby.
Rachel wishes she had blue eyes. Why? Blue eyes are
bad.
Blue eyes are. I go outside and it's bright, and sometimes my eyes are so
my
sensitive
little nephews,
to sun.
I've got two nephews that have blue eyes, and they can hardly even look at the sun.
I look more tomato, less tan.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that my British friends, when they come to America, particularly Florida, they don't know that they're going to get burnt, and they just all turn into lobsters.
I have told every British friend I've had who's come here, who are like Caucasian, light-skinned, freckled British, and they come here and they just turn bright red.
Ian says it's definitely us who should be thanking you for creating things that we want.
That means it's a good.
My whole family is just blue eyes.
There.
My little sister's brown eyes. I'm blue eyes. My mom has the exact same eyes as me.
Yeah.
My other sister has green eyes. My dad has hazel. So I don't have any brown-eyed people in my
family's got
except
a
for
little
my
bit of
sister.
everything. We have a very confusing, mixed-up family as far as genetics go. So we're kind of all over the place.
Well, if you're a ginger Vixallen, I mean that's. Yeah, you're probably gonna burn. It's rare that you can get a tan.
I have a nephew, little.
You can always get a fake tan.
Fox is like that. He's kind of gingery. He's got red hair and.
Oh, that's what Buddy's saying. Buddy got a dinosaur in his house because he swung by the Corey Helford Gallery and got his.
Oh yes.
Yes, I guess since the show's over, you can pick
Oh my gosh, I didn't even hardly think about that. But while we were at DragonCon, the Corey Helford Gallery show probably closed then because it was September 1st.
That was one hell of a show. Thank you, Buddy, for supporting us.
Thank you and congratulations, and thank you for coming too. That was a fun opening night. Made me feel like a celebrity. It was fun.
Brown eyes can be very beautiful, Rachel. Don't.
I think most of the world probably has brown eyes. So that's probably the best.
It must be. Shaylee says, I always worry about having brown eyes. It was dull growing up, As I learned about the ancient and distant family, I like the red in my brown hair and the orange in my eyes because it's who I am.
Exactly. Or
Definitely.
My sister
I think
Kachina's
brown eyes can be amazing.
My sister Kachina has an orange circle around her pupil, and then her eyes turn green after that.
Oh.
And you'll see a lot of my paintings.
Alethea's flying out tomorrow. So is Jasmine.
Yeah, me too. I'm out.
So I'm dropping Jasmine off.
Just a few hours. Heading out to Kansas City with my painting in my suitcase so I can paint it at the Ren Fair. So whatever you don't see here, I'll be working on it. The Ren Fair, if you want to see it in person.
My niece, Diello, has one of the most beautiful, in my opinion, the skin tone that I'd want.
Yeah,
because she's
Mexican, so she's got dark brown.
So my little
very
sister,
tan,
and
brown skin.
so she's half Mexican, but her skin is nice, and it looks like she has a tan all year round.
And she doesn't really burn
so
either.
Jealous.
Yes, she never gets burned.
Well, she only gets darker, and it's great.
Gets tan. Yeah, I know.
I really
things that people would
really
pay
would
for at a tanning salon.
Green eyes mean magic, says Shaylee.
My mother has green eyes.
Jasmine, green eyes glow when she's scary.
My eyes change colors a lot, and I'm not talking about contact lenses. They change in a weird way that I've not seen defined by science.
That crazy says, speaking of eyes, a friend of mine has heterochromia.
Ooh.
So they have different colors. I have to scroll back up.
That's neat.
Heterochromia. So they have three different colors of eyes: blue, green, and brown. That's like David Bowie.
Yes,
but he had it for a different reason.
He had a head injury, so I don't know if that's really thing. But I had a friend Ronald in high school. I don't know if he's on here. He's been on my Facebook before, but he was African American, but he had one of his eyes was green and it had a pie slice, like a perfect triangle that was reddish brown in it. It was very striking.
Buddy, that is not how you whisper it. You did it in the chat.
Oops.
You actually have to go to this little dialogue box. That's the only way I see it.
It wasn't anything too secret, was it?
No.
Okay.
You can send us an email if you need, buddy.
Or you can, I still haven't really figured out the whisper thing on Twitch. I've seen that little thing that looks like a chat box pop up in the corner, but it goes away when I make my screen big. So I don't know if I'm computer literate enough to get it, but if you ever have anything specific you want to ask us privately, if you email Jasmine Toad, JasmineToad at AOL.com. That goes just to the one that me and Matt can read, so that's something that we can see, and that doesn't go to all our other Strangeling employees the way it does through the website.
Rachel says, I have a lighter inner edge, I'm told. My brown eyes come from Native American side. Sadly, I didn't get the tan side, tan skin like my siblings.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my sister Amber will turn brown in the summer, and I won't, because that's our native side.
Okay, Jasmine, Ian brings up a good point about eyes changing color.
Yeah.
He's talking about pupil dilation.
Yes.
My eyes can be anywhere from gray to blue to green, depending on the size of his pupils. That's kind of like you, Jasmine.
Yeah, that is like me. And I think a lot of times the size of your pupils determine your mood. I know people say, like, if you're interested in something, makes your pupils bigger, or if you're mad, your pupils get smaller, or if you have too much coffee, it does too smaller or whatever. So that probably changes the size of your pupils and changes the color of your eyes.
All these talks about eyes and everybody talking about that, and then that Nintendo guy says "Hungry Eyes." That horrible song. Or I mean, great song.
It might. Yeah, some people might think that's a great song. No judgment. So I'm just taking the tighten buff here. I'm deciding what parts of the background I want to be light colored and what parts of the background I want to be dark colored. It's not going to be as bright in the background as the light I'm going to point at the front two characters, otherwise it will look like they're too much backlit, and I don't want it to look like it's a cutout silhouette in front of the background, which could be cool, but that's not what I'm going for in this painting, because I'm trying to make it to match the figurine that I have. Let's see, how close are we to the next
2 minutes.
Oh, is it really? Let's see, and that is for the little dragon fella. In 2 minutes. If you haven't yet.
Dragon
Portrait. One of our little ones we set aside. Also, too, if you don't happen to win one tonight, if you are one of my Patreon pin collectors, I'm going to be giving away, I think, like 4 or 5 of each one of these. Were the spare ones we ordered. We'll be giving those out to our Patreon people. So, randomly, like a surprise. So, but this is the one that's coming up in a couple minutes. He's the bright yellow, gold, and purple. That is the DragonCon color scheme. And if you already have one and you happen to win, go up to the pin group. Why don't you post the pin group? If people are interested in pin trading and you guys don't know about the pin group, you are missing out. Because the people up there are amazing. Some of these folks will go travel large distances to go to shows and will trade things on your behalf and sell things to you or buy things from you or do whatever. And there's a lot of very positive
also that crazy British illustration. I love the Who's Behind Blue Eyes. That's one of my favorite songs. That is a good song. But you probably knew that.
I didn't really care for that Limp Bizkit version of it, but I'll leave it at that.
No one knows what it's like.
No, the Who version's awesome. I love the Who.
I don't know that. I'm not even.
It wasn't good.
I don't remember it.
I wasn't a Limp Bizkit fan. Nobody here probably even knows them. It was just at a time.
Limp Bizkit probably. I'm sure they have some fans here.
Probably. That's fine. No judgment. Okay. So that was your alarm. Are you picking somebody for the little dragon fella? He is. If you don't win him, he is on the new lanyard, though, that we're giving all the Patreon people. He's printed on there, but it's kind of like having him. Who won?
Beltane 1966.
Beltane 1966 has won our lovely little dragon friend. If you're in here,
I say this a lot, but I swear they've won something before.
They might have.
I could be wrong.
We give away multiple giveaways each time, and it's a lot of the same people each time. So the more you watch, the more you're likely to win. I sound like a
Nobody's been nice or mean or anything to Moobot.
Good. But here's a little fella that Beltane won, and email us at jasminetoad@AOL.com if you're in the room.
Beltane's in the room.
Hopefully they're in the room. If you're in the room, let us know. Otherwise, it's hard to find you. Because Twitch doesn't give us your email or your name or your address or anything. But this is the little fella you won. And again, we do have a couple more of these that we'll be giving away at Patreon. And we used the same basic mold to do the September pin of the month, which is the rainbow one. He's a little ivory colored dragon. He's kind of like a extra shiny white one that has rainbow for his little fins. So if you look, it's like the standard rainbow colors that goes through there, and he's super cute.
Lovely. I rub lotion on Moobot.
Oh.
Or Moobot gets the hose
Poor
again.
Moobot. It's funny that it's named Moobot. It's very turned into an anthropomorphized sort of character as opposed to like a software program or something. Cashew bird. So I'm using one of my bigger, super fuzzy brushes to kind of make some fog in the background.
I like your fuzzy brushes.
Yeah, they're good. Some of these have lived with me in multiple houses. They've flown with me on airplanes. They've traveled around with me. Who's that birdie out there? Is that the Captain Titmouse?
I think it's probably a
blue jay. Or is it blue jay?
I'll go look. Sorry, bird nerd.
Sorry, I have an ongoing bird experiment in my backyard. So I have multiple feeders, and I'm trying to see what different types of food attract different birds. He's going. Wah, wah, wah. You guys might be able to hear it.
Oh, there's this pissed off squirrel. What? He's doing his step. I think the squirrel.
Is it the squirrel? No, he's talking to a bird.
The squirrel is upset with the blue jay.
Oh, it's a squirrel and a blue jay having it out.
Tail's going nuts. That's hilarious.
Squirrels and blue jays hate each other. We have five different feeding stations, so squirrel, yes, not squirrel.
I remember my British friends didn't know what I was talking about.
Hugh and Rachel, our British friends, we were telling them on our drive up to Glastonbury, we were talking about squirrels, and they're like, what are those? And
what's a squirrel?
Like, describing, they're like, oh, do you mean squirrels?
You mean
and I'm
squirrel?
like, okay, yes, we're talking about squirrels. But yeah, we have them in our yard.
Yeah, we pronounce it like SKWIRL.
Yeah, even squirrel. Without the I almost, it's squirrel. But we have...
A wild elf fairy has almost an acre and loves trying to figure out what birds are out there in Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia is lovely.
That's the south part of America has a lot of great birds. We also get, in Florida, we get a lot of the migratory birds that are from Brazil, and they come up at different parts of the year. So we get a lot of visiting birds from South America, which are always very exciting. But my gosh, Mr. Blue Jay. Mr. Blue Jay also can pretend to be a red-shouldered hawk sometimes. They will mimic the calls from the red-shouldered hawk. And so it sounds like there's a hawk in our backyard, which does happen sometimes, but right now they sometimes will do it, and it will be to trick the other birds to scare them away. Okay, so I'm thinking if I use a less bright color behind her, but have the center part still the brightest color of the background, and then have kind of an upper left hand, I guess it might be your right hand, is this mirrored? I don't know, angle for the light source for the front two characters, that will kind of give it a more three-dimensional look. Once I figured this out, I might go in and start adding some color. And this will be some background levels of color that I'm just putting in there to start setting the color palette into my head. I'll show y'all the figurine real quick in case you haven't seen. So she's going to be the same basic colors as my figurine. Again, available from the Bradford Exchange already. Fancy ones. Swarovski crystals did the little crystals for it. It's all super fancy, limited edition and whatnot. But so it's this little character here. I'll put on this camera too, that might be better. She's like a little vampire girl sitting on a coffin as if it were a sofa with a lot of skeleton head sculpts and little jewels.
People can hear the bird.
They can, I'm telling you, it's very loud, isn't it?
Aww.
But instead of having the raven in this one, since I've done a whole series of ravens, I'm putting a little dragon because I like to do a Halloween dragon one each year, and I thought this was kind of Halloween-y, so I've drawn this character based off of this sculpture I designed a couple years ago, and I put a little dragon in instead of a crow, but I'm going to try to keep the color scheme very similar to this. That way, if people do happen to have the sculpture already and they want to display the artwork next to it, like if they want to get a print or a canvas or a painting or whatever and put it next to the sculpture, it will match up and it will look like it goes with it.
Jasmine.
But there's in the background, so I'm making that now.
Those crystals are beautiful inside the skulls.
Yes, those are, they are licensed official Swarovski crystals.
Those are beautiful.
If you guys know about Austrian crystals, they are cultured crystals that are grown in Austria, and they look like real little diamonds and rubies and whatnot, and they're very pretty. And it just adds a little element of prettiness. I feel like I'm on QVC talking about cubic zirconia or something, but diamondique. But no, it's very pretty in a sculpture like that. So I'm going to be trying to replicate a bit of that into the painting. Again, so whether or not people are also already have the sculpture, or they just like the idea of the sculpture and they'd like to have it as a two-dimensional thing they can put on their wall because they don't have any shelf space, so they can kind of match that. And it's got a coffin and vampires and nighttime sort of graveyards, and kind of feels like Halloween. So it'll be a fun thing to paint at the Ren Fair around Halloween time.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Crazy has a bird phobia.
Oh no!
What? Now I'm trying to think of the Latin.
Word for that?
Let's see, Latin. Not. What would bird be?
It's not ichthyosaur.
No,
Ichthyophobia. That's fish.
That'd be fish.
Birds
Or would
are.
Ichthy, not pesca.
No, ichthy is fish.
Ichthyophobia. Not. I keep thinking air acro, but that's
not acrophobia. That's spirit heights. That's what I have.
Most people do.
I don't let it get to me. I'll still go to the Green Canyon and walk on their scary
Ornithophobia.
Ornithophobia.
Thank you.
Yeah, or like ornithology.
Yes. Very, very good. We would have thought
Excellent.
of it eventually.
Yes. Ornithophobia. Well, my mom.
Yes, it is a
my
gorgeous
mom's
figurine,
friend
Layla.
from Finland. Remember Pekka? He was afraid of birds, wasn't he? But they'd attack him all the time.
Swarovski is very beautiful. They use them in Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, they were super. It's like the royalty of rhinestones. They're like basically little crystals, but they grow them artificially. It's like getting cultured pearls or something, but they are branded. They make them themselves, but they are the quality of like real gemstones. So it's kind of cool to put in a figurine like that. And they have a deal with the Bradford Exchange, so they stick them in things. So when I'm painting this one, when I have some of the little gems, like on her little bodice corset, I'll try to make it look extra sparkly. I'm not going to like stick diamonds on it. I mean, y'all can do that if you get the diamond painting one from Heaven Earth Designs or whatever, but I'm going to just paint it and make it look like it's shiny. And I'll make her eyes extra shiny and her little dragon friend extra shiny. So now I have pretty much my lighting source here. I'll show a close-up of the middle. Again, I just put a bunch of masking tape on my paintings so I can move them around a lot. You can see her face here. I've decided what parts of her cheeks are going to be brighter, what parts of the background are going to be brighter, what parts of her little dragon friend are going to be brighter. And I'll use that as a guide for myself. Eventually this will all be covered in 40 layers of paint, so this won't be shown to the public necessarily because I'll be painting on top of it, but this is a guide for me to remember, oh yes, the light's over here, so I need to make the back of his head darker because the light's hitting him on the front of his face, or this part of her wings will be brighter because the background is brighter there, or the moon or whatever will be the light source will be brighter there than the inside, so I know to make that darker.
Jasmine, have you heard of a bird called the true devil?
A bird called the true devil?
Yeah.
I have not done. That sounds like a bird I'd like to get to know, but not sign a contract with.
I'm not sure if that's a bird. Specifically afraid of the true devil, the swan or goose, evil. Unless they're referring to the swan or goose.
They're not talking about the Canada goose, are they? Because I know they are unwanted in a lot of areas. They're kind of jerks sometimes. There's someone trying to eat a baby one.
Catch you later, Nessa. Feel better.
Oh, I hope you feel better.
It's been a bad week.
Glad we got to hear from you for a little bit. So I'm going to draw that coffin in behind here too. I kind of forgot that behind her wing there. I've got since she's sitting on a coffin, I want it to be kind of like a sofa behind her. So I want to make sure any areas that are behind her head and behind her wings, it looks like a little coffin.
Yeah.
That's right at the same. I'm going to get my ruler.
She looks a bit too cozy there.
Yeah. Well, she's a vampire, right? She's probably waking up in the morning. It's like me and Sunshine in the morning or Game Run. We're like, hey, it's time to wake up. So I'm going to make sure this angle matches this angle. This is just a regular ruler. It's got cork on the back so it doesn't scratch the painting very much. But this is a good time to use a ruler because if it's off by a little bit, it might look weird in the finished painting or look like it's facing away from the viewer, or it won't look like it's right in some sort of Lovecraftian geometry kind of way. There we go.
Buddy has an aversion of steel wool.
Oh, I do too.
I can see that.
I always worry about, like, I would never bite it, but I worry if I were to bite it, it would be like nails on chalkboard awfulness. Yeah. I don't like it.
People biting into styrofoam.
Oh, yeah. That it's that sort of uncomfortable shivers down the spine thing that I
Several
do not like.
biting into styrofoam, making that squeaky noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are worried about biting on foil because they have fillings. My mom always said that it hurts if you have fillings.
I think that geese and swans just need you to grab them and give them a kiss right in the face. If you give them a kiss right in the face, they'll chill out.
It depends on the swans. If you are in like Hyde Park
I saw
London,
them hiss children.
I have seen those
big
swans try to get
children.
people. They will hiss at you. They'll break a child's arm, Mandy. I saw it in a play with Rowan Atkinson. I did.
Yes.
That's a good play. Okay, so I've made sure that the line from the coffin up here, because I can't really see where it matches here since it's behind her wings. She's got these really big wings. So I've made sure that it was at the right angle. That's why I got my ruler out that I drew here. Again, I say draw, but it's really paint. It's just like drawing because it's a very skinny paintbrush. And I've drawn it over here, even though I think part of his head might block down. And I've drawn it over here to make sure it's at the same angle. So it doesn't look off kilter when I make the finished painting or the print of it. Make her smirking a little bit more. The character in the sculpture that we did is kind of smirking a bit more. So I'm going to put a little bit of up tilt on her mouth. Her face is already tilted at a little bit of an angle, so her eyes are kind of that way. So I want to make sure her mouth and nose are going that way too, so it doesn't look like they're trying to escape her face too much. Also put a little bit of a divot on the side of her little nostrum here. There we go. And bring that eyebrow down a little bit lower so she looks like she's kind of glaring because she's got to look a little bit evil. She's a Halloween dragon vampire lady. She should look a little bit evil. This is like the opposite of happy little trees talk here.
evil little trees.
Evil little trees. Actually, that's something I should work on when I get into the background. I'm going to put a layer of color in the background before I start putting any
Seagulls
trees,
aren't evil that crazy.
That's
going too far. I love them.
Seagulls are persistent.
I love them.
It's like they have their own agenda or something.
They're sweeties.
Yeah. No, I have been known to share bagels with seagulls, but I don't do it in areas where it has signs that say don't share them with seagulls, because I know that sometimes seagulls cause trouble in some areas. So.
Wild Elf Fairy says, I love all animals and creatures unless they want to eat me. I kind of still love them then. I'm a sucker.
Even like, head lice or something.
What's...
Head lice, deer ticks.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
You're right.
So you gotta draw the line somewhere.
Absolutely
Some people
love
draw
head
the
lice.
line in different places.
I am
Some people
riddled
would say,
with hair lice.
no, you don't want head lice or pubic lice or anything like that.
Jasmine.
Some people draw the line there. Some people
It's pronounced public.
Public
okay.
lice.
Public lice.
Okay, or whatever. But some people will draw the line at, I don't know, mice. And I don't. I draw it at head lice, I think. That's when I think I'll buy something to get rid of it. But I wouldn't do that with mice. I'd get the little live traps. Or get kitty cats who pee around the house and scare the mice away.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, kitties. Thanks for peeing around the house.
Well, Manny, I told you what happened when we were...
Oh, the penguins are holding hands on TV.
See? I told you. I saw that when I was in South Africa. The penguins were totally holding hands. And then it was on AWOL like it was news. And
I used to be afraid of snakes.
seen them do that in the wild before. Yes, Matt used to be afraid of snakes until he got to know them more. I love little sneakies. There's one in our yard that has bit me 3 times, and I still don't hate him. The same snake. I haven't seen him for a while because I think he got bigger and moved away, but I wouldn't have gotten rid of him. He wasn't poisonous. It doesn't even feel like anything. It feels like somebody hit me with a pencil. But it was the same snake every day.
I was making dinner and had to run back to the keyboard. LOL, public. Oh.
Oh dear.
Yes, yes.
No, I was just trying to use an example of an animal you wouldn't want sharing household with you. I don't think.
No, I was saying that I own a snake.
Oh, see?
Oh, I thought you said you won a snake, like in a cakewalk.
A cakewalk, and they gave you a snake.
Do they have cakewalks?
I don't. If they do, I bet
just
they,
like
is
it just like a Midwest kind of a poor kid thing to do?
I think they have cakewalks.
Cakewalks are fun.
Like if you have like a little fun fair or like a town fest or something like that, a little town fete, and you have like a cakewalk where you win a prize and it's a cake, and you like do ring around the rosy, and if you're the last person standing, you get a free cake. Is that something other people do?
I don't even eat the cake. It makes me happy to win it, though. But, Buddy says, my issue with still wool is that when I was a preteen, I would bite my nails into the quick. I still do that. And my nightly chore... dang it, quit scrolling up, stupid thing. And my nightly chore was dishes. I had to use still wool to clean the pots. Quit scrolling up.
And that would get your nail bed...
I had to use still wool to clean the pots, and the metal tendrils would pierce into my fingertips.
That is totally the nails on chalkboard thing, isn't it? It's an uncomfortable feeling.
I used to have there was this picture of a cobra in a book, and it used to scare me. I met a cobra in real life, and it was weird.
Yeah.
I pet it.
We saw one in India.
What's a cakewalk? What?
Yeah,
kind of described
maybe cakewalks. Okay, a cakewalk is an event you would have at a town fete or a school carnival or a little fun fair.
Tammy knows, but Tammy's from Kansas City.
She's from Kansas City. Is this only something that happens in Kansas City?
Oh my god, if it's only a Kansas City thing,
I'm gonna feel numb now. I thought about doing a painting about it.
As a kid that weighs 900 pounds.
Wow.
My god, that crazy. That's one heck of a cake.
No, this is more like local.
Okay, Ren Girl knows it too. Ren Girl's Florida.
Okay, Florida. Okay, so maybe it's something that happens in the South a bit. People make cakes, usually, like moms from the school or local town folk make cakes. You bring them to a town event. Everybody pays $1. You get in a line, you sit in a circle, and people count around, or they have a number like bingo or whatever, and whoever wins gets a cake.
So, Ren Girl grew up in Indiana, and they were huge there.
Okay, see,
and Fandom Fairy says we do it in Alabama.
Okay.
I think I saw that on somebody's T-shirt the other day.
Maybe it's
we do it in Alabama.
Maybe it's a Midwest South thing, but it seems like something they do at like town fetes or
cakewalks in Iowa.
Fairs.
I bet Husky.
Yeah, Iowa. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's Midwest South. I don't know. But and then you win the cake. And I remember being a little kid and paying like 25 cents. and winning 2 or 3 cakes and taking them home. It was pretty great.
Good. Other people, Illinois is another. Okay, well,
so it's all Midwest or South.
It's a
so
Midwest
far, isn't
thing,
it?
like tenderloins.
Okay. Yes. Oh, I have to take this moment to mention that we had cakewalks as a regular occurrence in our Dungeons and Dragons games when we were children, and that's probably why.
Yeah.
Yes, we always had a cakewalk as part of our Dungeons
D&D
and Dragons group.
Should not mix.
Whatever. Okay.
The UK might enjoy it. Sounds like something that would be on
Father's They love
head.
Cake. They love
maybe
weird
they'd like it in
little
Ireland.
Gambling. I mean. They have
It seems like
gambling
something
everywhere
that,
there. I don't know.
Seaside country folk might like.
Yes, yeah. It's something you do because you're trying to raise money to get a
like
new...
part of a fun fair.
Yes, a fun fair. A
fun fair.
town fet thing. Like you've got a cathedral and it needs money and you need to raise money, so you have a little festival or a Christmas fair.
Oh, Idaho has it too.
See, I think it's maybe a cakewalk.
Us poor people.
Yes. Us people who save our pennies to win free cakes.
That cake
I don't even
can
like
feed
cake
our
though.
family for a week.
Yes, we had that mint cake we had. My dad had to eventually hose some of it away because it wouldn't get off of our dishes because it was a weird green
Shaylee, it's not about
color.
loving the cake, it's about doing the cakewalk.
It's about doing, it's like having a horse race or something almost. Like you're gambling, sort of. But it's, children can do it and you get a
We
cake.
have loads of baking shows, it's true.
Yes, yeah. Think of the great baking shows of England.
Mississippi too. Okay,
Yeah.
so far I haven't heard any place in the Northeast
Somewhere
bothering
in
with the
the,
cake.
okay, it's the Midwest South, isn't it? Okay.
Oh, I knew it. We do cake/bake sales in the UK. Not the same thing.
No, this is a gambling thing.
It's
where
like
you,
gambling.
Yeah.
You can still love
but
the cake,
children can
Shaylee.
do
Of
it.
course you can
and
love
you
the
get a
cake.
cake. Yes,
They're
yes.
often poorly baked cakes.
They're usually ones that are
ones that moms made.
They're ones that mom said they're made that their children had to make,
Oh,
and their
their
mom
children-
said they did. Yes.
None in Massachusetts.
Okay, I believe that.
It's not really about the cake, though.
To be fair, I remember Price
hard to
Chopper
describe.
donated a cake, and that was controversial because they were a grocery
Okay, I'm gonna find
store.
cakewalk on Wikipedia because I.
Also,
needs to be
isn't that a
described.
term when something is very easy? Don't you say it was a cakewalk? Like,
Piece of
let's
pie.
say you had a piece of cake, but you say a cakewalk too. Like if something is, let's say you oh, did you do that really difficult hike up Mount
There's
Everest? You're
cakewalks
like, oh, it was a cakewalk. Or is that
Cakewalks as a
something people in Missouri
musical
say?
form.
I don't know about music.
Uh,
They play music, like musical
Well,
chairs.
people say that wasn't a cakewalk.
Oh yeah,
use
that's what
that
I mean.
term.
A cakewalk means it's something
It's easy.
and it is easy because I used to win cakes all the time, and I take them home and we'd eat them for like 2 weeks. It was great.
Okay, so SB Reynolds
Okay.
says Vermont and Mass in the Northeast had cakewalks.
Okay, maybe it was in more rural
but
areas.
none on the
or-
coast of Massachusetts. You have to beat up people for their chair.
There you go. See, yeah, but it was like
It's like kinda
musical
like pin
chairs.
trading.
It was kind of like gambling, and it was kind of like a bake sale all rolled into one that children could participate in, and would sometimes make the cakes. And for some reason, we incorporated it into our Dungeons and Dragons sessions that I'm sure was not either in the
That's
original or
deplorable.
the AD&D rules or even the 3rd edition rules, I'm sure. But we always had cakewalk.
But yeah,
so there you
musical
go.
chairs and cakewalks are very similar.
Okay. Except one has gambling and cake and the other one doesn't. So, whatever.
I always felt so bad in musical chairs if I didn't get a chair. And I didn't want to shove anybody, but I did sometimes.
I think it's preparing you for life in general.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had to sing, but my town didn't have the activity.
Oh, okay.
You probably lived closer to a big city, Rachel.
Yeah.
They may have done it before I was born, though. Not sure. I'm from a tiny town in southern Illinois. Well, I don't know. What town, Rachel? I might know it.
Maybe it's a very inner urban or outer rural areas. They kind of have a lot in common sometimes. I don't know.
We all pushed everyone, says Ren Girl.
See? That's how you learn.
Not getting picked for duck, duck, goose. Ooh, duck,
Oh.
duck, goose. That's a fun game.
Oh, Duck, Duck, Goose.
Oh.
Do other people play that?
Oh, have a good time at Pottery Kitten.
Oh, have fun. That sounds awesome.
Maybe you should organize a cakewalk at Whitby to show us how it's done. Nope.
You know,
No, thanks.
it seems like that would be something they might do at Whitby. They have like little goth cakes at the
Little
bats
goth
and
cupcakes.
things. Okay, that wouldn't people love a cupcake
Yeah.
walk? I don't know.
Steelville,
Maybe
it's
I'm
near
old-fashioned.
Chester and south of Belleville.
In
I lived in
Pennsylvania
O'Fallon.
or in Illinois.
Illinois. I lived in
Okay.
O'Fallon forever, Rachel. I think
Yeah.
maybe we talked about that.
By forever, you mean like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But we go there a lot because we drive through there constantly on our way from Florida to Kansas City. I'm sure I'll be passing through it in a couple hours. So.
Duck Duck Goose is fun.
Duck Duck Goose is fun. But there is another game that is like that they play in Germany. I remember learning when I was an exchange student there that was like Duck Duck Goose, but it was called two other things, and it wasn't birds.
Weird.
But it's just the thing. You call somebody something, something, something. It's like the oh golly, like a Josephus circle, the mathematical problem.
Okay.
Do you know the mathematical?
I don't.
It's a hypothetical mathematical. What is it? K times 2 minus n or whatever. It is a formula where if you have a circle. There was that horrible movie called The Circle. It was kind of based off of that, I think, but it didn't mention it was a Josephus circle. It was
yes,
I think it's called. It might, maybe it's not a Josephus circle. It's your mom would know, but it's a mathematical conundrum that is you can if you have a circle of people and you say, hey, every other person after the first one.
Troll.
What?
Elf troll.
Maybe that was it. But no, I'm talking, it's something that is in general based off of a Josephus circle, which is the mathematical problem that Duck Duck Goose is. And if you know how to do the equation, then you know how you will win every time. It's like knowing how you're going to win tic-tac-toe every time when you play against a 3-year-old.
I never played Kick the Can, but I remember it from the movie, Twilight Zone the movie.
You know, we didn't play Kick the Can, but we played, Capture the Flag, which in some ways is the same.
They're talking about Red Rover. Did you play that one?
Oh yeah, Red Rover. Let Jasmine come over.
It can hurt.
I never got to play because I didn't get along with
Bombardment,
people, but, yeah.
AKA Dodgeball.
yes. Now people play Gaga Ball because you don't have to kick anything.
I think all these games now don't exist because we used to kick the crap out of
That's
each
what
other.
I'm saying.
And
And
now
that's
they don't allow that
remember when we
anymore.
were at cousin camp and I was trying to tell you about Gaga Ball and you
Yeah, I
didn't know
didn't
what
understand
it was?
it.
Okay, it's basically you don't have to kick anything, you don't have to throw anything, you don't have to run. You slap the ball at people and you can only hit them in the knees or below. And then you get to tell a story about yourself afterwards.
You get to tell a story.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
That's why people
British
like
Bulldogs was a game that had been banned.
I wonder if it's
I
like,
don't know that
is
one.
it like Dodgeball?
Never played Spin the Bottle. That's a different sort of game that you don't play at school.
We had a neighbor girl who always wanted to play that, but it was only always girls there, so I don't know.
Well, hey, you got to find out something.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not surprised there are similar town names. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
A lot of Mississippi River and French settlements. Yeah. I
Oh,
remember
talking
Red
about
Rover.
Illinois and
Red light, green light. I remember that.
we
Simon
played
Says.
that at the skating rink. We used to have skating parties in school, and we would do the red light, green light, and we'd do it on roller skates. I used to be really into roller skating for some reason.
How do you stop?
You have a stopper on either the front or the back
How
of
is
your
it?
skate.
How
It's a big
is it
rubber-
possible to actually stop with
It's
those
like-
things
it's
versus
an
just
eraser.
falling on your face?
It's like a giant eraser, and you brace
See,
yourself.
I really don't think anyone can roller skate. I
Matt-
think it's impossible.
Matt
I think
has
it's
tried
an illusion.
many times to roller skate and has failed miserably every time. And he's been around people who know how to roller skate, and he acts as if it's impossible. So I don't know what to say.
Wheels should not be under your human feet.
Aw. I've never claimed to have human feet.
Well, your monkey feet. I just don't think it's possible to really roller skate.
It's
a lie.
You can wait tables and roller skate at the same time. I promise.
I think it's witchcraft.
Well, maybe only girls can. I don't know.
No, I've seen guys do it a bunch.
Okay, well, I don't know how to answer your question then, love.
Fandom Fairy says, I always liked inline skates better. I can't roller skate either. It's all the same.
I am better at roller skating than inline skating. I think I don't have very good balance, so I'm better at roller skating because you got
Roller
two
skating
rolls
was the weekend thing up north, says Ren Girl.
Yeah, we used to go to skate parties all the time, and
That's when people got shot.
everybody got
Yeah,
shot.
the gangs would come there and shoot
It
people
was
when they were
awful.
skating.
I don't know why, but for some reason in Kansas City, you can probably Google this. The Skateland skating parks were always places where they were like centers of gang activity. It's like how you see, I don't know, dojos in 1980s movies as being crime and gang ridden. skating parties were at that time when I was a kid. So it's like they'd always have rules about what colors you could wear because it was all gang related, and multiple public shootings happened during these skating parties. But I was not there for that. I was there for the skating.
I was there. I put the skates on, and I would only stay on the carpet, and I would immediately go to the video games.
They did have video games, and they had nachos.
They had Baby Pac-Man.
And they had nachos, and they had big pretzels you could buy. I remember that.
There's a game called Shoot the Duck, right?
Yeah, you put your leg out really far, yeah?
I saw people play it.
So while you were playing video games and pretending to roller skate, you just watch people.
I could roller skate on the carpet, kind of.
Well, everybody can on roller skates, kinda, because it's like wearing really tall shoes, kinda.
Oh, so Mimi says, yep, roller skating was a place to hang out growing up. No gangs, though. I think I just lived in the ghetto.
I think that might have been my problem, too. Again, if you search Kansas City and Skateland, you will find multiple mass shootings that happened.
Really,
there.
they would show up and they would shoot people.
It was like old 1950s Sharks and Jets sort of things, but it was at roller skating rinks, and I never understood that. And that was not part of my scene, but I was just there for the roller skating.
Tammy, who is from Kansas City, also says, so you probably know some of this history, Tammy.
Yes.
We still have Wynwood Skate wooden floors north of the river, much safer now.
Okay, did you have Skateland South or the one out in Grandview? Did you ever go to that one?
Tammy?
Yeah.
I don't know if Tammy did or not.
But yeah, Skateland South, and there was a couple of Skatelands. The one up north of the river, the one by
it always seems safe.
By Gladstone was it didn't have as many shootings, but it was always a weird thing.
Tammy remembers that.
Yeah, it was weird. It's something that if they made a movie about, it wouldn't make sense now. You're like, why would people go shoot each other at roller skating parlors?
These were not the smartest people doing this.
No, and sometimes these weren't even people who were, again, this would be when I was in elementary school or middle school.
Skate park got turned into a church.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's probably slightly less shootings now.
I felt like I was at a church when I was at the skating thing because I yelled Jesus constantly when I was falling over. Jesus, God, Jesus.
Man is not good.
That was me.
So I'm adding a little bit of color now. Like I said, I'm going to make this warmer, so I put one of my favorite colored paints is Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. That's a hard one to say, but it's a very transparent color, but it will add kind of a warm orange glow to the background. Since the main character herself is going to be kind of teal and burgundy, cranberry sort of colors, this will work really good as a background color and will really make her pop when she turns into her kind of burgundy and teal tones. You might not see it now, but I can see it in my head, and then you'll see later. I'm just going to kind of cover the background with one of my big fuzzy brushes. Actually, I'm going to get my big 1-inch brush. Actually, I think it's a 3/4 inch brush, but I don't use this often except when I'm gessoing, but I'm going to use it now because I want to make sure the whole background has a warm glow before I start doing any sort of lighter or darker colors on the main coffin or her wings or the skulls or the dragon or the main girl.
I like the wings a lot.
Thank you. The same sort of, I like sometimes when I have a character like I just have a bunch of water mixed in one bit here. I've got a big cup of water here. I like the characters I have if there's like a humanoid character like a fairy or mermaid, and if she has a little friend like a dragon or a sea monster or whatever, I like them to have similar characteristics so they look like they're either an embodiment of each other, or maybe it's just their little friend, or maybe it's their baby, or maybe it's their little archetype or whatever. So that kind of ties them together and makes the piece look like a big pleasing sort of layout.
So Jasmine,
yeah,
a Black Widow said, LOL, our arcade in New Jersey where I grew up went the opposite way.
Oh.
It was a church that turned into an arcade.
Oh.
It was awesome, very gothic. And then that Nintendo guy says, there was a nightclub not too far from us. It started out as a church, turned into a nightclub, and then went back to a church.
It's where people. It's probably a handy place for people in the city to meet up at. So it's going to be a good meeting place for people.
I imagine
for whatever they're up to.
Drunk Christians could go there either way.
They could probably be really good at roller skating. I don't know.
And good at roller skating.
Get some water. Again, I have a big cup of water. Have you ever seen me put my hand over here? I've got this.
How long have you had that cup, Jasmine?
I've had it since 1986.
Hi, Strange Brew.
Hello, Strange Brew. Those are people who make cake toppers. I've seen them on Instagram. So anyways, I have a big cup of water. I've had this cup forever. I got it at the Wichita Zoo in 1986. It glows in the dark, and it still glows in the dark. I use it for my paint water. It's just regular tap water. That's what I mix with my paints when I want to make something kind of look transparent on top of a sketch. So I know what colors I'm going to have, but I can still see the lines I made originally underneath it. I'm putting that all over the background to try to make kind of a yellow, warm, golden background. You might not think at first that like a warm yellow background is going to look spooky, but I promise you I will make it look spooky.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
That cup is as old as Rachel.
Oh my gosh. It's not much older than me, but I was a little girl when I got it. And it originally had lemonade in it, and it said you could get infinite refills, and we brought it back the next year, and they gave us a refill. I was amazed.
Jasmine used to drink out of it.
Yeah, it used to have lemonade in it, and we were at the point in our lives where we would hold on to a cup, get free lemonade 1 year later, apparently, and we brought it back to Wichita, which is about, I don't know, 5 hours away from where we lived, and we would bring that cup back and get free lemonade.
Mimi says they had a church that turned into a nightclub, too, and they kept the name as the church.
Oh, that's good. It's like the band. I like the band, The Church, the 80s band. I have a painting based off of one of their songs. I'm Almost With You.
Crazy says is 10 years younger than the cup.
Oh my goodness. You're way younger than me then.
People are loving the background.
Yeah. See how I kind of drew it in ahead of time with I say draw again, I just use paints. I don't really draw. But it's, I use Payne's Gray and Van Dyke Brand and bits of Titan Buff to make the lighter colors. Then I'm just taking water in the color on top, and that's going to show through. So I'll take this off the pencil real quick to kind of show you what it's looking like up close, because I never know what it looks like on the computer. You might see it better. Is it upside down? That's probably upside down. But you can see how there's lighter bits behind her, and you can see how I'm leaving the part that has her and her dragon. I'm not putting the yellow bits on. So that's going to look like a different part of the painting. So
that dragon's cute.
The dragon is cute. I kind of, when I was drawing him, I was thinking about the painting I have. His name is Golden-Eyed Dragonling, I think. I think so. It was a very small painting I did last year, and it was a red dragon that's got kind of a smiley little face. So I drew some little teeth on him like a vampire. So he's gonna be kind of like her little vampire dragon friend, and she'll have tiny little bangs like that, and that'll be very vampire-y. Also like kind of using colors that aren't necessarily traditionally associated with the theme. Like you think like a vampire and a dragon are gonna be bright red, and there's going to be lots of dripping blood and gray. I like to kind of use colors, a color scheme you wouldn't expect, and that makes it seem more realistic when you see it.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Rachel says, I love how putting that white down first really makes things pop.
It really does.
Even with one layer put down after.
Yes, exactly. And I will put down more layers of light colors on top of that. And as I do more layers, again, at the end, sometimes I have between 25 to 100 layers of paint on there. But in the meantime, I know that's going to be the lighter color because I decide that early on, and that will keep the whole thing looking consistent like it exists in the same space. And it will still show through if I do lighter colors on top of it.
The traffic isn't too bad in Atlanta.
It depends what time of day. We have been through some bad times in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think at first I was intimidated, but I've done it enough. The traffic in Orlando is pretty bad too.
Do you mean Orlando?
Orlando.
Yeah.
What did I say? Atlanta?
You said Atlanta again. But
sorry,
yeah,
Orlando's...
that's okay. But yes, we've gotten used to weird tourist traffic. Again, we go to Los Angeles every couple months, and we get used to bad traffic. My gosh.
LA
it's like,
is so bad.
This gallery is 25 miles from our hotel. How long will it take us to get there?
2 hours.
I don't know, 2 hours, maybe 4. Who knows? I'm used to thinking it's about a mile a minute, but no. That's because a lot of people live there.
The cool thing I'll say about LA, though, is people let you over.
People are nice. I know they say LA has road rage, but if you have your signal, they will let you over. They will not let you do that in Atlanta all the time. I think it's because everybody's in the same boat there in Los Angeles, and they're used to being in traffic. It's like that song at the beginning of Oh, what's that movie we saw, Mandy? The musical we went and saw with Lisa
La La
Leslie.
Land?
La La Land, yeah. Kind of accurate in some ways.
Yes, Nikki knows LA traffic is horrible.
Yeah.
So I couldn't live without that. Without public transport, says Crazy British
I
Illustration.
know, that's the thing.
We like it too.
I love about
DC
England.
traffic is crappy.
I do. DC traffic is bad. We were on there one time in Washington D.C. trying to get to Baltimore, and there was a tanker truck that exploded across. I hope nobody was hurt, but it exploded across like 10 lanes or whatever, and it was all on fire. And the police were just like, turn around, go back to where you came from. And that's literally what they told us. Remember that, Maddie? In the middle of the highway,
yes.
The police came and they said, turn around, go the wrong way on this 10-lane highway, go back to where you came from.
What are you supposed to do, though?
It
was weird.
I don't know. Okay, so I've got one layer down here in the background. I don't know how much the color is picked up by this. Not all that
agrees
fancy
with you,
camera,
LA versus
but
Atlanta drivers.
yeah, it's a different mindset. But it's all what you're used to. So you can see I put some kind of warmer tone on here. So now when I'm deciding some of the base tones to put on the main character, I will know what my background is, and I'll see if that looks good. And I can always change this at any time because I can either, if it's still wet, I can wipe it off with a rag, or I can just put another layer on top of it. And since I do a lot of water in my early levels of painting, the early layers of it, I can change that at any time. So I'm not really, this isn't set in stone at this moment. It's if I decide, hey, I want the dragon facing over that way, I can totally change it at this point. Which I think a lot of people don't necessarily learn that about sketching with paint. You could, since acrylics are opaque or transparent, how much water you put into it, you can completely change something, change the colors, redraw it, do it the other way, go back to the other way, and it's very versatile. It's almost like using Photoshop and doing undo, because you can just paint over it and start again, and you don't even know. Some of my paintings I've done have been facing completely the other way, or a good example is the painting I did for Disney, for Lucasfilm Disney, with Ray and BB-8. Originally, I had them in a forest background, like it was based on the Puzzlewood Forest in England. And then they were like, no, we want her with the desert background because she has her desert costume on. And I was like, oh my god, I did all this research and got photos of Puzzlewood Forest, all that sort of thing. So I changed it, and now it's a desert background, but you would never know looking at it because it's acrylic paint, so I could make it completely opaque. I painted over it, made it desert. Looks great. So you're not tied into anything. As
Very
opposed
true.
to something like pen and ink, where if you draw a line, you can't really undo it unless you use whiteout. And
That's very true.
I don't
also.
know if that's cheating, but I think it's acceptable. Now in the sculpture, let me show the sculpture real quick. Talking about color choices, she does have some sort of jeweled tones, but they are muted. She has sort of a teal in the front part of her hair, but it's not like super bright dark teal. And the kind of vaguely cranberry sort of colored hair she has, it's not super bright. It's very muted, very almost dull in a way. Not dull, but muted. So I think this would look good with the kind of ochre background I have there. And she's got a brighter color on her little corset there and a little jewel. And the dragon I'm going to kind of match the same sort of tones on. Now the neat thing about her, since she's on a little coffin, and it's kind of a pillowed satiny coffin, so it's a light mauve,
she's gotta be cozy
sort
at
of
night,
purple.
right?
Yeah,
Or during the day.
She's
I'm
got
sorry.
to sleep. I was going to say she's a vampire, so it's during the day, but it's kind of a quilted sort of purple satin sort of color. So I'm going to try to make a light mauve and decide which parts of this coffin. Again, I've drawn it in with a ruler, so it might not be exact. I might change it while you guys are watching, but this part's going to be a mauve purple. So I'm going to do that first because I'd rather do that part now than try to work around her after I put her colors in. Again, with the colors, I like to work on the back first and move forward because it's easier than doing it the other way around. Let's see. So,
Jasmine, do you like
Yeah.
New Orleans?
I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities.
I think it's my favorite American city.
It's a great city.
It's not. There's a weirdness to it that makes it kind of not seem
It's
American.
It's such an old city, and it's been under 6 or 7 different nationalities. So it has a feeling that a city in the Caribbean or in Europe would have a bit. So
it
I
has
think
a taint of death and voodoo.
It does, because it is a very old city, but it also has some interesting southern qualities to it and a lot of history, which is, and a lot of it's kind of creepy and weird history, and a lot of it's unpleasant, but a lot of it is interesting. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
I would say though that if we had children and we're more family types, I may not be as attracted to the city.
I don't know. They've got a really nice aquarium, a nice zoo, and stuff like that. Good park.
But for what I'm saying is for just
grown-ups,
it's great.
I mean, if you like things like absinthe bars and burlesque shows and whatever, you're all set.
I like absinthe bars, but I'm not really into the burlesque thing.
No, I'm not talking about strippers. I mean, like burlesque shows.
Yeah, but still, I mean, they're kind of funny. I guess I don't know what to think about it.
I'm taking a bit of Doxazine Purple and a bit of Titan Buff so it doesn't look super purple. If you put something that's purple next to something that's yellow, since they're almost complementary colors, it will look too bright. So I'm going to really knock it down a lot more of a dull color than I normally would. Because the yellow background is going to make it look even brighter purple than it is. I also put a bit of Payne's Gray and some magenta in there and a lot of water. At this point, this is probably 90% water. It probably almost looks like watercolors, or maybe you can't even see the color on the TV, or computer, or phone, or whatever people do with Twitch. I don't know how much the color shows here. I'm just doing it with a light brush just to see how the colors look next to each other. So when I do the more refined shading, I'll know if I want to go with that color, or if I want to make it more blue, or more gray, or darker, or lighter. A bit more Doxazine Purple.
Yes, if you like seafood, there's tons of it there.
Oh, I'm
not
sure. Yeah, we're veggie people, but they do have a lot of vegetarian stuff in New Orleans too. It is harder than in some cities because they do have a lot of very long-standing recognized cuisines and a lot of restaurants that have been there for hundreds of years, so they have very specific menus, and people are visiting there and they want to get shrimp creole and stuff like that, but they'll have like veggie beans and rice and
and also good grits again.
Good grits,
much like
Atlanta. Good grits. And they'll do, veggie black-eyed peas and stuff. And
I remember
veggie jambalaya.
I went to when I went to New Orleans last time.
He went by himself last time because he was researching a book.
I got grits, and at first, and I asked for them correctly. I just wanted cheesy grits.
Yeah.
And I got them, and they had little, looked like little bugs. But it was crawdads. Yeah, I was like, oh no! I was like, you have to remake this.
I'm sure they're tasty, but if you don't eat bugs, you just don't eat bugs. Yeah. So looking at the sculpture again, I've got the sculpture right in front of me, so I'm seeing which parts I'm kind of making. There's kind of a rim around the coffin, like it's kind of like a sofa. So she's sitting on the open part here, and then the back part, like the lid of the coffin, is kind of like the back of the sofa. So I'm taking the purple around the areas that would be the satiny soft inside that she's going to get cozy in the daytime when it's her night-night time. That's looking good. Sculpture again.
Well, actually, she looks like she'd be home in New Orleans.
Yes.
Coming out of her coffin.
Yeah, New Orleans has got a lot of neat. Again, like I said, I'm going to put some above ground tombstones here, so it will kind of have New Orleans feel to it. Obviously, with Anne Rice and all the other vampire stories in real life and in fiction that have come out of New Orleans, that would kind of fit in with this theme. I don't know about the dragons, but hey, might as well. I've certainly been to cemeteries in New Orleans where I've seen bones sitting around randomly. There is I don't know if you can see it behind me, there's a voodoo doll behind me hanging on the wall behind my desk that Matt got me in New Orleans.
Now what blessings does that give?
I think
does it have a little tag?
Prosperity one. But it does have, I was going to say it has a human vertebrae on it. Ooh. That is from New Orleans. I did not take this myself. It was gifted to me in a Bath and Body Works bag that one of my fans, if you're out there, you probably know who you are, gave me at a live event. And you're like, here this is, I got this for you in New Orleans from a cemetery. I found it on the ground. I didn't dig it up. And it's a human vertebrae that they found in a cemetery in New Orleans. as many of you know, I have human bones everywhere. Again, here's the one I used to keep down my Ziploc bags. This is a femur from somebody, I don't know. But they gave me a human vertebrae, so I put it on my little voodoo doll that I have from New Orleans. And that was one of the odd things I've gotten as presents at shows. I myself did not dig that up, but somebody did. So I kept it with the little voodoo doll I got from New Orleans, so that Maddie gave me.
Oh, I was thinking about you.
Yeah. Well, you don't often travel without me.
No, I felt like I had to give you
Just sometimes. For example, I'm getting ready to leave for Kansas City in a few hours, and I'll be going by myself because Maddie's got to work here to send out all your canvas print orders. So.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I was gonna tell you guys the possum.
I thought you.
I didn't.
No, you showed the
ninjas.
ninja.
Yes.
That's right.
This is actually another one I painted on Twitch. We have the prints up. You guys remember? I painted the possum painting. This is a print of it. It's still in the little package, but I'm sorry if it looks shiny, but this is we have the prints up at strangeline.com.
I'm going to put the
a
link up
to
right
it.
now.
Yes, because a lot of y'all watch me paint this, and this is my little friend who lives in the backyard, who eats all our birdseed, and got some lightning bugs in there too.
I love it.
And he turned out really cute. And the original, of course, sold right away at the gallery. But
why don't we show off our book too?
Oh, sure, yeah. Can you hand it to me?
Yeah, of course. I'm
reach it.
always happy.
Sorry.
It's easier for me.
Yeah, but the possum, the painting. I'm sorry, baby.
I've been sitting on my leg.
This is kind of pretty.
I signed a bunch of these.
Yeah,
we sold
so many of these at DragonCon, and Matt wrote one of the stories in here. I did all the artwork. This is a new book. It's not technically out until October 20-something on Amazon, but they have it at Disney World at the Pop Gallery. We have it at strangeling.com. And a lot of the other online bookstores and stuff have it now, too. We got them at DragonCon. We'll have them at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. Got lots of paintings in here, a couple hundred paintings of mine. And we also have short stories that are written by my sisters. Kachina Micheletto and my sister Amber Logan are both authors, and they wrote some short stories and poetry. And my husband, Matthew David Beckett, of course, the guy here talking on here, wrote one of the stories in here. So the ones you get from strangeling.com are actually signed by all four of us. When we were in Kansas last time, we had a signing party, which means we sit there for like 12 hours and autograph things over and over and over again.
Most of us just had to sign the book. Jasmine had to sign all sorts of things.
Everything. Every print you get from strangeling.com is somehow signed by me, and those are all signed by me when I visit Kansas. Sometimes multiple days of 12-hour shifts that I sit there and just sign and sign and sign. And you think that would be hard, but I'm used to painting anyway, so it doesn't matter what I do. I'm going to ruin my hand. So anyways, we have these at strangeling.com. They are signed by everybody. And all four of us, that's the only place you can get them, signed by everybody. These are hardcover, a couple hundred pages, stories and poems and pictures. And you can also get them on Amazon. They're not signed up at Amazon, but they are probably cheaper, but they're not out, I don't think, officially until October 20-something. Or if you're at Disney World, go to the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs, and they have them there, too.
People say they love the possum, and it was Mimi's daughter Ella's favorite piece.
Oh, really? Yes. This is one we had at the Corey Helfer Gallery. And again,
Ella has good taste.
If you didn't see me paint it, if you look back, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 Twitch sessions, maybe 6. I don't really keep count anymore. You can watch me sketch her and paint her and talk about my little possum friend who lives about 2 feet away from this window here. He lives underneath our air conditioner. We should get him for
kitty time.
Yeah, we should. No, I'm not going to pick up a wild possum.
I will.
I know people who have adopted possums or rescued possums.
Because I love
that's a very different story, and that's lovely. But wild possums that live in my yard and hiss at us when we take out the trash, I'm not going to pick him up. He lives outside. He's my outside kitty. But here's a dream picture of me and him. So. But we have the prints up at strangeling.com. They're like $13 and they're signed by me on the back. And we have fancy canvases of them. The #1 canvas is up on eBay right now too. Fish bet, Saslov.
$6.53.
Oh golly, getting close to the next giveaway, and I'll probably be stopping around 7 because I've got to pack up and fly to Kansas. So So I'll be there for the Renaissance Festival. But those of you in Kansas City at the Renaissance Festival can see where I leave off, because I will be bringing this painting with me on the airplane. Either I'm flying Spirit Airways, so I'm not sure if I'll fit it into my luggage or if I'll hide it under my jacket. I've done that before. I totally hid a 16 by 20 painting under my jacket one time when I didn't have suitcase space and nobody noticed. So that was awesome. That was for Disney, so I had to. So this will be there, and you can watch me paint on it in my easel and live if you want to ask me questions. Or I've sometimes let a niece or nephew put a little purple on something, and that's kind of funny. But we will be there this weekend. I'll be there for the first part of Saturday until about 3 o'clock. I have to leave at 3 on Saturday, but on Sunday I am there all day. And then I'll be back again at the Renaissance Festival.
Plenty of time to have Jasmine sign.
And Matt will be there too.
For those of you who were at DragonCon and also at the Ren Fair, if there are any of you, it will be a much more mellow event.
Yeah, the Ren Fair is it's not like a crazy line of massive amounts of people. It's more like hanging out at a campsite and chatting about art and watching me paint.
Fandom Fairies.
It's more like this, you know.
Fandom Fairies' former boss adopted a possum as a baby. Isn't that sweet?
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. My Aunt Pat did that with some abandoned raccoons that were orphaned, and they'd come back and visit her every year, even after they grew up.
I like little stories like that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't think about the little animals that live just in your backyard at night. And we have quite a few of them. I think about it because I leave feeding stations for them, and we see them every night. So I stay up late painting, and I've got these. You probably can't see from the camera, but this whole wall is windows. It's almost like a greenhouse, so I see a lot of activity in my yard at night.
That Nintendo guy said Jasmine had a longer line at DragonCon than Vera Bradley did today at Disney Springs.
Wow. And she makes really nice handbags, so. Apparently I have a handbag too that's coming out with Jack and Sally on it. I'm gonna have to buy one of those.
And I got really grumpy at the grocery store because there was a line.
Yeah, see?
I didn't really get grumpy.
No, I will say nobody at DragonCon seemed very grumpy about being in a line. A lot of people are making friends with their neighbors and exchanging email addresses and trading pins and stuff, so that was pretty cool. So what is the next giveaway? It's for the
8-sided dice.
8-sided dice. Where is she? I'll show her off because she'll be here in just a few minutes. She's one of our DragonCon ones. She's the 8-sided dice fairy, and some of y'all might remember me painting her here on Twitch. Again, it was probably a few episodes back. You can always watch these. We archive all these at Twitch under the video section, or if you go to youtube.com, I'm Jasmine Becket, B-E-C-K-E-T, just one T in Becket. And you can see all of my Twitch sessions, and Kieran puts them up. He parses them and makes them into more interesting, smaller segments up on his thing. But you can see me paint the original painting for that, and that's what we did the design from the painting to make the pin for DragonCon. Also the possum one. And we will be back again. I'll be back here in time for next Thursday. We tend to do Thursdays and Saturdays here on Twitch because those are days that we don't have to be at the post office late in the day. Typically, it's closed on Sundays, and Thursdays we usually do Wednesdays and Fridays. So next Thursday for sure we'll be up here around 4 o'clock.
I'm not sure about that Sunday yet.
The Sunday we probably won't be, but we might be. I don't know yet, but for sure next Thursday. But definitely not this Sunday because I will be at the Ren Fair in Kansas City, and we can't have broadcasting stuff there.
Yeah, we have. After is
I can't even wear like polyester clothing. I can't have an iPhone out or anything. So, but next Thursday I will be up here, and we'll have some other fun giveaways.
Ian wants to know when do you imagine that prints of this piece would
be
available?
One. Well, part of it will depend on how much work I get finished on her at the Renaissance Festival this weekend. Since this will be my showpiece that I'm working on my easel at the Renaissance Fair in Kansas City this weekend, depends how crowded it is. If it's raining out, I usually don't get to work on my painting very much because I don't want it to get wet. Or if it's like 30 degrees out, sometimes I can't paint because my knuckles won't work or whatever. But depending how much work I get done, I would guess within the next week or two. I'll let you guys know here at Twitch, and I'll tell you up on Facebook also, of course. when I do have her ready. We still have a bunch of prints, like the new DragonCon ones, like the Ninja Dragonlings and the 8-sided Dice Fairy prints. Those will be popping up pretty soon in the next few days up at strangeling.com. And we'll have those signed on the back, and those will be, and we'll have the signed canvas prints, and the limited editions also will be at strangeling.com. Both of those originals have sold. This one is still available because I haven't made it yet. If anybody's interested, email us at jasminetoad@aol.com. And I'm just selling this one myself, so you don't have to buy it from a gallery. And we do installment plans and stuff too, so just let us know if you're interested.
Oh, Husky said it was hot all last weekend in Kansas City.
Okay, I'd rather have it hot than be snowing. I've been there at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival since it covers from September through October.
I haven't looked at the weather. Maybe I should check that.
It has snowed there before. It has been 110 degrees there before. I never know what to expect. That's one of the things I did not like that much about Kansas City growing up there, is that it could be -40 or it could be 120 degrees. You never know. And it's kind of both extremes. You don't know what to wear, and you don't know if you can go outside.
See, Saturday it says 6. That's 12 a.m.
12 a.m. is midnight, love. I'm not gonna be there.
This doesn't help me. What a stupid dumb.
What website are you looking at?
What? Whatever Google had right there. Let me see. Kansas City weather: Saturday AM showers. High of 69.
Kind of chillier out compared to
Sunday.
Florida. Yeah.
Partly cloudy, high of 75.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. That actually sounds pretty good. Again, if it's a bit rainy, I don't mind, because we have a lot of deciduous trees there, and we've got a good cover over. We have a 2-story building, so it's got a nice little porch and everything. But
I hit snooze.
Oh, you hit snooze on the giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay. Well, I just would stop. Okay, Moobot, do your magic.
Moobot, who wins this little pretty? Anybody who entered might win.
Nitro Nigel.
Nitro Nigel. Is that Nigel, UK Nigel?
Yes.
Oh, yay! Congratulations. Well, he probably doesn't have one of these because he would not have been at DragonCon if he was.
I wouldn't know if he was at DragonCon.
I assume he would have said hi. So,
I would hope
yay! Congratulations, Nigel. You are all set. You've got her, and we will. We know you, but email us too.
I'm putting his little message there, just like I would anybody.
Yes. Didn't he win another one once? Or
I think so.
Or was that Layla? Then maybe Layla won.
What was it? Maybe I think Layla won. I couldn't remember. I can't remember. Well, there's 3 family members in there.
Yeah, when you have multiple family members up here, it increases your odds.
So just follow the directions there, Nigel, and we'll see that.
Let us know, and I'll sign her for you too, and we'll send her out to you. Okay. Got the purple there, and her wings are going to be kind of a reddish purple.
We'll wait around for a while.
Yeah, because I will have to sign off soon because I need to pack and get things ready to go through airport security and start painting again when I get to Kansas City. I get to live in my house about 1 day every 30 days or so it's pretty good. Kitty cats are staying here in Florida with Matt, so they're not coming with us. Sometimes we bring our kitties, actually most of the time we bring our kitties with us to Kansas City, but since Matt's staying here for this visit, they're going to stay here with him. So I won't have kitties, but I'm only gone for a couple days.
Oh, the kitties love me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very good to our kitties.
We are very good to our kitties.
Gamera last night, she slept on my head the whole time.
Yes, she did.
But she got you this morning, didn't she?
She bit me, yeah.
And then she got
me. She got me earlier when I picked her up. So
yeah.
But still, it's good for Gamera. It's only 2 attacks in 12 hours.
The other pins, let's see.
Yeah.
Beltane 1966 won the DragonCon Dragon Portrait, and
the little yellow
Vix Allen won Dark Medusa.
Okay. Have they contacted us yet? Do you know?
Vix Allen has, and Beltane 1966 has not, but they may have not been in the room. I will make sure that they get contacted.
We'll try to, and if ever we don't contact you, we will mention it again when we broadcast the next time.
Yeah.
So, and we know a lot of y'all are regular, so we'll mention it. We've never not found the person who won, so we do our best. Just Twitch doesn't give us your name or your contact.
One person I even told them at a
live event,
DragonCon.
Didn't you? Yeah.
Yep. I said, hey, you won.
You won.
Because I knew they were going to be there, so I thought I'll just do it there.
Since her wings are going to be kind of that cranberry red color, I'm also using that same color to outline the lower lid of her eyes and the little tear duct on the inside. And that will kind of bring the wings closer together with her. Aww. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop soon because I need to get my suitcases.
Alrighty.
And also, this has to be dry enough to pack up and bring through airport security so I can bring it to Kansas City. Woo-hoo.
Better get that hairdryer ready.
Yeah,
okay,
I know,
well,
right?
I will go ahead and I'll stop the stream.
Okay,
Thank
but
you so much
I'll be
for
back
everyone.
here next Thursday for sure. I'll be back here in Florida, so I will be at my usual desk, and you can watch me either finish this painting or maybe start a new one. And I might see some of you at the Kansas City Renaissance Festival this weekend. Thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.
And we'll see you next time. Night night.